the egg beater.
Sorry?
Floating?
Yeah, so...
Yeah. Egg beater?
Well, that's
what those brutal Australians call a whisk. A whisk.
Oh, no, but it's while you're swimming. You do the egg beater to just tread water.
Yeah,
I'll show you later. I'll do it in the bathtub or something. But anyway...
Why am I there? But
we don't have the Mediterranean Sea nearby. That's normally where we do it.
Yeah, every day we go from...
I feel like you live very different lives to me. You've got two robes, these sick hotel rooms just down in the
Have we kept our tan? Are we still a little brown, or is it fading every day?
Next to me, I think that I pump you up, if anything.
You do. Absolutely. You're the vampire of the broadcast.
I actually look so see-through right now.
You are almost transparent.
You can see my...
Legit. Okay.
Oh,
fantastic. Well, we can see inside. Laura, let's see if we can see inside how this one's going to play out. Now, Furia, before we get any further, are coming into this as favourites. Am I correct?
Yes. I think the stumble that they had, probably just a bit of rust coming out of the player break. But the thing is, with Furia of the past, they were this same team who was very aggressive. They had these off-meta strategies. They obviously have some very good players in the mix here. K-Serrato, Yuri, they're the more safer players. Henny with their major final experience when he was playing for Immortals. And then Vinny, he's kind of the glue. He does all the other jobs that maybe other people don't want to do. So coming in, they should be based off of their form in the previous season, right? But I maybe want to start putting an asterisk next to their name, because if teams figure them out, which did happen to them before, which has happened to them in the past, that's when Able J was on the roster, that their aggressive style might get hurt. But we got the vetoes on screen. It's going to be Overpass ban, and it's going to be the Dust 2 ban. They are the ones that we are here to expect. The picks now, Gen.G probably going to pick Train. Seems to be one they like to go up against FURIA on. And then the second map, 100%, 100% will be Inferno. 100, you never go full Jason, Moses, O'Toole, but it will be Inferno, because every time these teams have played, Inferno has been in the map pool. So Inferno will be the second pick, and that will be the one of FURIA. And then that's going to leave the last one. Now, you can maybe want to hedge towards Vertigo, but okay, with Vertigo gone, it's probably going to be Mirage here as the third and final map of this series. And there it is. So Nuke was one that we saw Gen.G on the other day. They did pretty good against 100 Thieves. That was the map they picked on up there. So Mirage as the third. That's where it gets risky if we make it all that way. But the first two maps, well, the first map, definitely so. A bit of a strange one, because Gen.G are on a 4-map losing streak, and that includes a 16-10 loss to FURIA not that long ago, the 6th of June, I believe. So they're hoping that they probably pulled out a couple more tricks when they go up against them this time round. And last time when they played, Daps had a bit of a shocker of a showing. I think he had less than 10 kills. Everybody else on the team was like 17 plus. So maybe they're just putting it down to off day. We can get him again.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm looking at that recent result, trying to piece together. It was Chaos that sent them to the lower bracket, if I'm not mistaken. So Chaos beating them in the ESL on Cologne
as well.
Match. It was a 2-0, but it was like an overtime victory on Inferno and Nuke, so it's not surprising that they weren't interested in that Nuke, as well as, of course, their opponent recently having a victory over 100 Thieves.
Yeah, so looking at this one right here, just some other things from the last times that they played. Daps is the inside anchor, which means he needs a lot more help. He's not the biggest of fraggers, right? So Bente or Automatic will be over there helping him. And then when we get the CT side of Furia going, that's where they'll be starting. One of the problems they had last time was Yuri as the inside anchor for Furia. He was always getting one. He was always getting that first kill, and that's a problem. If you're not being able to take him out when you enter the site, you're always going to be finding yourself in potentially a 4-on-4 with that trade coming in. And Art last time round as well, he had 30 kills.
Is there much space for Art to do Art things on a map like Train?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like team main, aggressive, I mean, what are you...
With an orb, yes.
Thing, right? It's crazy though, because like obviously Train in my mind isn't that like stylistically easy allowing aggressive map. I think of, you know, the Cash back in the day for JW flying around the place, but I guess if they can find room for it, it's more exciting.
Yeah, so Henny's going to AWP towards the back of the 6 Train and Ivy. You're going to have K-Serrato dealing with A main. You're going to have Vinny getting flashed into Pop Dog a lot, Yuri holding that inner bomb site, and then that allows Art to go wherever he feels, right? And that's the great thing as an in-game leader and an AWPer. Now, Henny does the lion's share of AWPing duties, but you'll see Art pick it up and kind of break the meta, right? FURIA are one of the teams, I put them in the same category as Fnatic, that don't play the same brand of CS as everybody else. And that, you know that style we saw from Chaos just the other day where it was really, really fast? Expect similar scenes out from FURIA, but they slow it down a little bit. They've actually been putting a few more slower plays in their strat book recently.
I mean, it certainly does get very difficult to succeed at being an aggressive team when everyone's expecting you to be an aggressive team. I mean, if I'm doing my prep going into FURIA, I'm working on all of my stop mollies, all of those deep smokes.
Ham it up.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to try and make it as awkward for you to do anything fast as possible.
So one of the things that I also want to push on with FURIA is these guys all live together in Florida, right? And we've had an opportunity to speak to them in the past, and I get they holiday together, it looks like, because I do my Instagram analysis as well. One of my favorite types of analysis right there.
Snoop through stories.
You want to do that, you got to keep up on as many details as you can, right? That's why I'm just plugged into Counter-Strike 24/7. That's why I'm actually insane. Yeah, we see how that's gone for me time and time again.
Good analysis, though.
But yeah, I think that I wanted to say family vibe, but it's not that. It's culture that this team has been able to build. It's one that's on professionalism, but it also has the family vibe. So they've been able to do what MIBR did, be the family, but they've also gone in a different direction where things seem to be buttoned down a little bit more.
And I want to give some credit to their coach as well. I think Gary does play a big part in that. He does kind of have the, not fatherly figure, but supportive role. He can be the bad guy, but not only in victory, but in defeat as well. It's time though, Furia taking on Gen.G, and one of these teams will not advance any further for ESL 1 Cologne. 2020 online, it's the Americas, and it starts on train. Time to get our first look at Gen.G's T side. They'll be starting off on the attack, defense for Furia. Plenty of util on Daps and Automatic, and Art looking for early info. He's going to get more than he bargained for. I think he at least spotted 2.
What did I tell you?
Oh, I love it. A little bit of info, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Passing the info through, but look how proactive they're being about this. I like this. And again, I'm waiting with bated breath with Furia. You guys have pumped them up to be this team that really gets you excited about CS. So for now, heavy lean to catching that B hit coming in.
So Automatic pulls the pin, and this is the go. Henny not going to be flashed off. It's a long-range fight. He's unwilling, does back off. The cross from Kusta has been aided by Som, swinging around nicely as he charges down the cat. Art on the dankest of flank, and he's already stopped the bomb plant. If he can get Ventet, he's got himself a magical start. Double kill. Som needs one quick. Can't find Vinny. Not clean at all, but now needs a reload, and it does seem like Daps has kept his teammates safe. Keserato patrolling. Should find another. It's clean. And into the 1v1. Daps up against one of the stars of the Furia show.
Oh, got the molly on one side, smoke on the other, so it's all doable. Hearing that's definitely going to put a little bit of fear in Daps, but I don't see the kit on Keserato. He's a touch, isn't it? Daps has a look. Not drawn out into the fight. There he goes. Shows the hand, but time's ticking. Keserato needs to hit this and hit it fast. Oh, Daps has done so well to buy time here. The kill comes in, but it is brilliantly played by Daps. They're buying just enough time. Keserato did what he could, but it wasn't enough.
Oh, he even went down with the bomb there at that tail end. He's going to be disappointed with that one. Furia, they had the perfect setup. You could see the 2 players in Pop Dog together, ready to flank, 3 leaning over towards the B site, ready and raring to go. Nobody was looking towards Ivy. And from there, you felt like they had everything they needed. But down to the 1v1, Daps, the man who I said struggled last time round when these 2 teams met in June. And he started things off with a clutch. So the in-game leader showing a different face this time round. It will be the force buy from Furia. Deagles are plenty, 3 of them to be exact. A scout in Henny's hands, a Famous for Keserato, a little sprinkling of utility. And the default spread from Gen.G. So this one here gets to slow down just a little bit.
I said Brazilian fans definitely need someone to put a bit of faith in at the moment.
Well, these guys are undoubtedly the best Brazilian team, and they have been for some time, definitely all of 2020. Had MIBR's number. We obviously had a lot of drama earlier in the year between these 2 squads. There were some tech issues, there were some tweets.
Isn't there always?
Some finger pointing. But Furia, I think, have come out on the betterment of that side. And this is a very, very slow approach here from Gen.G. So they've postured around, they've gone over towards the box holes, they've seen nobody's home. They've got 2 players over towards Ivy, but they haven't poked or prodded for any information over this side. Henny with the scout could get a tag up. You can see the run boost over, and if he re-peaks, he'll have to worry about both sides. Information plays all over the map here.
Yeah, this is actually a very different look. It's going to be difficult to contain Ivy if they walk up. That's his rifles up against the scout, and he's made that very clear. Audible scout shots into that smoke. So Som and his partner Automatic, they'll wait this smoke out. Keserato's been gifted the responsibility of checking Ivy intermittently. It's very exposed. Yuri as well. They'll have the info, and doesn't look to have taken too much damage for his troubles either. This is about to be a very chaotic 15 seconds. Prepare yourselves, because there's still 8 players in the server. Make it just 7. Kusta cuts one down to size. Into the site. Daps with the responsibility of a plant, but a missed shot from Henny means he can continue. And with 1 second to spare, Gen.G have secured the round. That got way too close.
It was a little scary, wasn't it? 27
Jeez
HP,
Louise.
8 HP. That was in the realm of a bit of a switch up, but it didn't happen. So I guess 4 alive, bomb plant, Gen.G stabilized, and it doesn't look as bad as potentially it could have been.
Yeah, that was good poise there from Gen.G. Those kind of rounds are where you tend to get individuals panicking. The player with the bomb normally just beelines it to the train, not worrying about covering anything off. And when that happens, well, you're down a man in transition. But they've been able to keep their heads above water. Interesting to note as well, they went for no SMGs in that round. It was 5 rifles. AKs or Galils was the weapon of choice. And this time round, well, we're going to just get the eco from FURIA. I want to note that last time, Henny and Art had the double AWP out from the first gun round. So let's see if that's going to be the case yet again. But we might get a little bit of fun this round. The Zeus is in play.
Oh, it wasn't far off, right in front of Som's face. But Vinny going for it and not quite coming up trumps. Pushing into the inner hall.
Kusta.
Can't believe his luck.
I wonder if Jason still supports Kusta when he's playing them now.
Yeah, he had such an obsession with him. In fact, it's funny actually. Look,
Maybe
Lauren
that's why
and Jason.
yeah.
I see now. They're both obsessed with Kusta. Been sharing the caster desk. You must have both casted some mad Kusta moments.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we just caught the best side of it, right?
Oh, it's happening right now. I mean, no one's keeping up with Kusta. 6-1 in the first 3 rounds of play.
Ooh, there's that double AWP you're talking about as well.
Yeah, so watch this. Henny's going to go towards Ivy / back of 6 lane. Now, it's curious as to where Art wants to go in the beginning, right? He is so flexible. This guy is a madman. I've actually seen him just do ridiculous... Like, it shouldn't be possible. It's the things that you see JW do, but he just does it every single game.
He's going for the Aggie Brown Hall's peak. Looks like automatic. How is he still not being shot at? Little delay from the flashbangs. Vinny finds him, though, and so did Henny, connecting on his aggressive AWP. Very early casualties for both sides, and they continue. Ooh. Art's been caught out. Som, he might want to aggress on this. He does try and throw out the utility, try and force the rotate. Artu has to respect that.
That's nice. Som's doing great work here. He's doing the work of maybe 2 or 3 players, and it's selling a picture, right? You've got Artu dedicated towards this now, but the other 2 are still posted up. You've still got Henny and Yuri to try and draw it anywhere, and they seem pretty steadfast in holding down towards Ivy, which is exactly where Yuri is and exactly where the T's are. Seen more than enough. He doesn't get the shot he needs, so Bentet lives. HP is low, and Henny's going to be called in to do something here. He's pushed up, though. He's pretty aggressive here.
Yeah, this could be problematic. They're so low. The AWP, unfortunately, will not benefit from that. Good spot. Unexpected, and can tuck in. He knows Ivy was a threat. Has a strong angle to hold the cross to the backtracks. And with 40 seconds left, Daps will have to be the beta in this one. He'll have Bentet perhaps just drop him the bomb and let, maybe even swap rifles, let that 10 HP strafe around the corner. Certainly a possibility. Henny deploying the smoke. That may even aid them.
Ooh. Interesting approach here. Now there's an avenue that Henny can get taken. Oh, they're nutmegging. They're going through the smoke.
Stunning play. Really well done. Kind of almost calling the bluff there in a weird way. Artu's all over by B, so that pause, that break that they took towards Ivy definitely threw the CTs through a loop here, Alex.
It really did. And, well, with Daps tucked in on Olof, Bentet going for a walkabout so he can just focus himself on one safe angle. Artu's best play here, maybe just to fake it out and not start hunting, but it's what he's going for all the same. This is going to get really awkward. If you start making sound cues, yeah, this is when they can just run around, run circles around you, and the time is just rotting off the clock. Artu still hasn't found anyone. Now he's got Daps. Time is of the essence. He needs to be on that bomb now, and he's not. So out of the way, grabs himself a beautiful Dragon Law. We'll be bringing that into the next, but Gen.G, this T-side approach from them, this war of attrition is paying off so far.
And if you're Daps, right, arguably a pretty good IGL, a lot of people credit him as such, having the right mindset. Playing against someone like FURIA, surely their style, their approach, what makes them different, does play to having a very strong IGL in that manner, right? Like, surely you've got a good mindset coming into this.
Yeah, look, and when it becomes that game that is more of a mental tussle, if Daps is feeling it, he knows what type of calls and especially the type of aggression that Art might be looking to throw on in, that's where they can get the better of them. But one of the real issues is that flare from FURIA doesn't die. They don't back down. So they can eventually break you and make you question everything you know about Counter-Strike. So it will be the force buy with the saved AWP in play. Art's gone for the Swag 7. Vinny's on the M4A4. Famus for Yuri. And well, Artu has a rifle as well. So the buy is actually looking pretty good here. Gen.G are going back to more of a default spread. They haven't actually put too much pressure out main. And look how many grenades they've held onto with 1:20 left on the clock.
That was Art throwing a Mag 7 spread. Oh,
Okay.
Automatic and Kusta could not have taken more damage from that one. Lands on both of them. And around that 70-second mark, we see a smoke deployed towards the inner halls. CT's running low on that kind of utility. Vinny, the only one with the incendiary, he is going to be rotating in, so he could perhaps drop that should the Gen.G assault be clear. Sound cues, nades flying through. This would be where Vinny's incendiary could do damage, but regardless, won't really have time. Perfect timing. Wow, it doesn't get better than that. They either have to go through it or they're going to have 15 seconds to plan.
And there goes all that little bit of utility that's been play. Art's around the back. He knows what's up now. They've got the full picture of what's coming their way, but Benta is still down. He's still out and he's still fragging. Vinny falls and you've got Yuri posted up on the site. Little surrounded with the support of automatic, and he goes down. This is a stunning site take. Even with all that utility put in their way, the slowdown, the info, everything worked, or what looked right for FURIA is now down to 2.
Yeah, I mean, they had it all. They had the flank. They even had that Mag 7 coming behind. Som spots him, deals with it. And now Art just about around the corner before the Bentet hunt. He's going to be hunting them all the way to Ivy, I imagine. Wonder if he starts to walk. He has. Ooh, Art's not checking it. Very valuable cargo on Art and Kisarato here. So anything that Bentet can get done here will be having ramifications into the next 2 rounds. He's going to check this. I think he's just about got time to find Art. That's brutal. Does get the trade, maybe. Kisarato not going to get there. Or lies idle. 0-5. Gen.G continue to extend their lead and building quite the bank. They're nurturing a lovely little nest egg. About 7K on average, floating about the majority. And quite the contrast for FURIA. This is going to start getting out of hand. This is T-side train, folks. This is Gen.G's pick, and they're justifying it in the opening 5.
They have gone for a partial upgrade here. We've got scouts out to play. The M4 still in the server. Some upgraded pistols as well here. Gen.G can put the brakes on. They don't need to take too many risks, and you want to feel out and around like this to see where that M4 is first and foremost and what buy is around it. So automatic will be scoped up in T main. Has to be aware of multiple different positions here and looks the wrong way. Kisarato finds the opening.
I guess they have to be proactive when you have so little, right? You gotta make these wow, this is very aggressive. Beautifully set up for Kisarato to bring that rifle into the exact place he'd want it to be. Proactive and potent, but there's still these rifles on the T side.
Yeah, I'm seeing a loose bomb. If Kisarato turned that corner, he'd see the bomb. This could be a big problem. Som, Daps, both on Ivy, making that abundantly clear. Holding the backtracks is Henny. Hitting his first, softens up his first target. Daps unwilling to give him that fight cleanly. Kusta's going to find the flank here as well. Oh, this is chaos all over the map. Kusta does manage to find Kisarato, but Henny hitting his shot. So now it gets interesting. Bomb's been scooped up.
Yeah, and Som's HP is far from perfect. A rifle now filters through towards Henny, so they could do a bit of damage, and they haven't crossed yet. Henny can catch the cross if he plays patient, and Yuri can kind of support in that.
Ooh.
26 seconds is very much game on here.
Yeah, I'm not sure they can contest the plant with a safe one there coming in. Som on the train looks like a power position, tossing back a clean headshot. No armor on Henny. Aim punch will hurt, and Som does, but Yuri clean with the P250. That's a fantastic victory. FURIA came into that with just a half buy investment, and now he's got plenty of time. He's even going to go scavenge away an AWP.
Good stuff there. These are the type of rounds that FURIA can pull out of the bag. Now, that wasn't through the crazy Art aggression. It was Kisarato taking the round into his own hands. Now, Kisarato is one of the names, Lauren, who was thrown around to potentially be joining MIBR.
Right.
But the problem is, if you don't have enough money to throw around, the other players are going to get locked down. FURIA are under some crazy long contracts now. This team, they're locked away for some time. MIBR, they ain't getting their hands on any of these boys. So this is a long-term project, and it's believed in. Neymar, he bloody loves these guys. He's been getting involved.
He's tuning in.
Yes, well, I don't know if he's right now, but he's tuned in plenty of time in the past. So he's one of the biggest cheers. Oh, sorry. My ears, they're getting a bit...
dodgy.
Yeah, the older I get, losing a few more decibels here and here. Okay, so Gen.G, well, they were building that bank that Alex was discussing earlier. So there should be no problems getting the guns back out. Here you can see, down pop very quickly is automatic.
See what Tim can find. Oh, we saw a leg. What?
That's not okay.
Oh, that's not it. You don't need to see that. They definitely need any sort of these like nice bonuses to start things off, hinder maybe some of that confidence and aggression. But now that's subsided, the T's gonna have to fall back to something else.
I said before that Yuri was doing a fantastic job in their previous game finding openings, while in the previous inner hit he didn't get one. Can he do better this time round?
I've got a feeling he's not going to go check. Oh, leaping from the rafters. He does find just the one. Numbers advantage for FURIA, and Serato nearly doing it all. Daps, often in times of pressure, he does pull a magical round out of his hat, but this time it's Henny with his hat backwards that says no. 5-2, FURIA string 2 together, and they do have plenty of cash to splash. Quite the contrary, though. And that bank you were talking about, Chad, it does look like it's starting to be exhausted. This may be their last bite of the cherry.
This execute here, it's an interesting one. You can see the deep connector smoke. So what happens is the AWP player of Automatic's job is to cover along the low ramp lane. That doesn't allow the rotation from the CTs to come in very easily. And this time around, they tried to go through the high ramp position, and that's where they were punished. So we might see them go back to that, but Automatic coming out main, he's gonna get tagged on up, down to 36 points of health, still pushes forward, he's in danger.
Being bullied at the start of these rounds, Alex. Just a last round, misses a couple of shots here and there, tagged up constantly. He's trying to make something happen, but it's not easy. The utility is in place, and God, the timing couldn't be worse. Vinny's found him for almost free.
Yeah, that's a great start for FURIA. And Henny's posted up in such a prime location, he bides his time. Double scopes and a tag now into Daps' shoulder blade. Smoke enables him to try and keep track of that blue train player. Not exposed, Daps goes hunting on low HP. That is audacious. And so this 3v3, it's all happening around the train yard. Game of angles, timing, just a smattering of utility. A couple of flashbangs is all that remains on both squads. And that's Art. Alongside Henny, the Orbs filling the feed. Booster's in a prime position. The trigger discipline. He can't even get the first. Yuri keeping those Orbs safe as houses. And now FURIA stringing 3 together, just as it looked like Gen.G were getting away with it.
So this here is where those inner opening kills from Yuri are really going to come into play. Watching that demo back earlier today, I would see Gen.G on their low buys try and hit that inner bomb site just to get the C4 down and stimulate the economy, but Yuri was stopping them time and time again, especially against the low buys. There was more than one. He was getting 2 kills on a lot of occasions right there. And you can see, well, they're at their facility. There's the Panther, the logo. I don't know what that says.
I don't know. Just looking at that room, it looks like it's well air conditioned. I imagine that the climate control is good. They've got good chairs. I'm jealous. I don't have a gaming facility like that. And they're all, at the moment, stringing together 3 consecutive rounds. So, high hopes. Swinging into the orb. That is scary, Henny. Someone can walk up on him here. It's holding that tight line, and that's what he was waiting for.
Is he hitting headshots with an AWP? It's like
Keep
so
that percentage high, Lauren.
I mean, you're right. Daps fancies a bit of that too. He's come back in with his, and obviously anything is a silver lining in this one. The money's not phenomenal for FURIA. Obviously, it's better than Gen.G's currently as it stands. But for now, any damage is a bonus, and we'll take that. As Chad said, probably those plants aren't going to be as easy to get away with as maybe they would have wanted. But let's see if they can make some room towards inner. Yuri's there, and again, going to make them work for their meal. But they're down, they're out, and they're dead. Easy pickings for him. As Daps wants to continue forward after getting that nice little deagle just a moment ago on towards Henny.
Oh, the jiggling, it's so frustrating. Just when you think you have the element of surprise, they'll get the info for free and then just posture and prepare. You said Yuri can handle the inner hits. Well, you were bang on there, Chad. They didn't take the bomb, but 3 players and 3 frags for Yuri in that one. You can see impact player of our 9th round.
Interested to see now what Gen.G want to throw at them.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to know what Daps is thinking here. We haven't seen a slow default into a fully executed smokes all over the A site. We haven't got really hit the chance to see it because Automatic, or whoever goes out first, this time Kusta, tends to lose his life as soon as he leaves this smoke. He gets the sandwich and then either a smoke spray or a Molotov. Something's going to make things awkward. This time, it's Serato walking straight into the trap.
Just like Automatic, why is it so difficult for you? I just sat here and got a freebie. It might get a little bit trickier now as the position is obviously very much noted. Vinny up for the task, instantly takes the fight back. These guys don't back down.
Not at all. Vinny wants some more, though. And, oh, it's the AWPer. Great control of the spray. Eliminates automatic and a crucial component of the Gen.G machine gone.
We're a minute 10 left, and there's hardly any utility left. It just comes down to the frags now, while Vinny continues to get more.
Yeah, that left eye peek, really brutal for Som. He couldn't see a single pixel of Vinny. Oh, and they're just adding more and more. My God, what a contrast. Let's watch the first 5 and then this 5 strung together, and it just looks like 2 different teams. And that's just the first 10 rounds of play, folks. So plenty more. You can see Train Inferno Mirage is our best of 3, and it has only just begun.
I really am looking forward to a good Mirage game. If we get a nice game out of that, I feel, actually not Mirage, Inferno. I haven't had the pleasure of seeing a good Inferno, really. I feel the kind of show from G2 was pretty interesting.
That was all right, yeah.
But it was a bit one-sided, yeah. So it's like, I love to see a good Inferno game. I still love the map. I know people are a little bit sick and tired of it, but for me, still quite a fun one. As we do see back into this. Tease, their money has just been shattered so often, and you can see as Henny in dire straits throws the AWP away, tries to keep it out of the T's hands in those last couple of seconds as Bentet did get close, but Kusta's there, he's got the rifle and he's only got 1.
Yeah, might have been necessary second there, missed. Daps with only the CZ, he's going to get found out. Art will eliminate him. Puts us at 6, Furia. 6 consecutive rounds, and I could have sworn they were a whole lot faster than the Gen.G 5. Just running through them. Those points you were making, Chad, of these, it's 3v3 with 90 seconds left. I mean, we are seeing contact every round within the opening, what, 15, 20 seconds?
I just think when you see Art, an AWP player, push out of CT connector so that he can do the main nades, but then he's playing in limbo between E-Box, having to worry about Pop Dog and main with an AWP. Look, they're using their spawns to their advantage, and they're making having the weapon that is the, I guess, worst suited to the job work. Oh my God, here comes a huge push. There's no way they're expecting this.
Oh, the jiggle, it's perfect. Completely shatters the plans of Yuri. But leaving Art posted up, Vinny wants to go from behind as well. This would be ridiculous. Kusta's playing on the ladder, and he hunts him down. Vicious, and a failed flash from Bentet. He can wallbang him, and he does. Vinny's having a fantastic game to start this off.
Truly is ferocious. He chases them down, and these guys are shutting this out. Som and Automatic need to dig deep here, and that's the perfect beginning. Som with 2 has created huge amounts of room, but Henny is still operating and still being a danger. But now the 1v1.
This was
Where
2v5.
is this bomb, Alex?
This was 2v5. Som and Automatic, rather Som majority, but it will be finished off by him as well.
I think we talk about those aggressions and those aggressive moves. There's always a double-edged sword, right? It can fall apart. It's a deadly game. It's why it's impressive when it works so well on the CT side.
So you're Som, Chad. You know you've got 45 seconds. You know the bomb's top pop with a CT. That's a nasty situation to be in. You know Art's probably babysitting the bomb. There's all those nasty toilets, showers. There's so many corners.
How'd you clear this one?
There will be a break point, I imagine, where Art just walks away from the bomb. If Som takes too long... Look, just give him enough rope to hang himself.
Now everyone's guessing. Wow, Art there. Now, sorry about that, guys. I was talking to ET, phoning home. That got a little bit confusing in my ears. But I want to show you this. This is the execute I think we might see again. Okay. So check out this deep smoke over towards connector. That means that the CTs can't rotate out and push through. You're going to see that the AWPer will, when the smoke's not there, be able to hold off this line. And from here, they're actually able to flood into the bomb site. So this is a set piece we've seen them run twice now. And it all really relies on Automatic being able to slow down these rotations so they can isolate the fights in the bomb site. I think we'll see this one again in this half, probably coming up very soon, maybe the next gun round.
I'm seeing a T-smoke on the top platform that Kusta was on. I don't know can't understand the intentions of that one.
So you want to just obscure vision. He can look down and clear out that coils position.
Without worrying about the long
and also kind of, you know, push through it when everyone else is focused and players in the site. So it's got multiple purposes. But I think Gen.G, because they've already used it twice, they found success with it once, we might see it come on in again.
They've lost a man already. Where did that come from? It was Art.
Wow.
Just staring down exactly what we talked about. This time it will be a CT smoke to lock them off. And they continue to commit. Rotate coming in. Art with a flashbang rather aggressively towards the catwalk rush. And there's so many of them. He's going to make the call. Tucks in. Let's K-Serato throw some lead down range. It's not quite enough to finish off Kusta. And Bentet's making his deagle as powerful and as problematic as possible. They've only got 10 HP left, and now they've got none. 8 in a row from FURIA on the CT side.
Bit of a problem here. Automatic, the AWP player of the team, only has 3 kills to his name. So that's not a huge amount for an AWPer on the T side. You're normally looking for them to find you openings, especially when you know you're going up against other AWPers, right? You drop a smoke, you push the CT-sided AWPer into a position that you know he wants to hold, a flash comes over, and then you should be able to find the opening pick. But if we're looking at the opening kills right now, FURIA are leading the charge 8-5. But the multi-kills are still very, very close, and that is indicative of ends to rounds like we saw just there. Players making the most of a bad situation.
If you want to be fragging your best, do you keep your shoes on or take them off?
Ooh, take them off.
I'm a shoes off.
Shoes off, gang?
Oh,
Let your feet breathe.
Socks or barefoot?
Socks.
I think you have to go socks.
I just saw Art barefooted, and maybe that's the secret to his power.
He's
Florida,
feeling...
though.
I've never... Well, that's a lie. I have
No?
definitely probably gained with bare feet. Oh! Not interested in the repeat. He does consider the boost.
This team's so cheeky. I like it about FURIA. They're everywhere, and they're willing to fight on every occasion, it feels.
Calculated flair everywhere. FURIA. It's exactly what you see. They've got their little bursts of color, but they're certainly within the realms and within the 10 commandments that Art has put on his hill.
But look at him, he's out there sniffing with an inside push or an AWP with a minute left. Like, this is, when they're given room, they're happy to take it. Yuri not taking any chances, making sure no one's hiding within the box holes. They have a lot of utility holding them back from main. There's no noise across the map at this point, and now Art can continue to push
Coming
further.
down, Pop. By the time they leave main, there's going to be a CT and Pop Dog. Oh, never mind, he's actually going to push him. A molly and an peek. He gets Gooster. He started his adventures at Inner, and now he's fighting main. He goes for and another one. Go on, Art. Living up to the name. Creative in game, not the third. And Daps, unfortunately, his team's just been ripped out of the server. He can just sit back and maybe admire the AWP skin.
I think that's all he's got left. He's not just playing deathmatch against these poor boys. Like, let's be, Gen.G, I wouldn't say they're the tier 1 of North America right now, but they're fighting for it.
Yeah, gatekeepers of the tier 1.
He just shoved that orb down his throat. Well, that's a bit. He fancies a second. Time, though, speaking of seconds. I don't know if he's got that. It's very close.
I think so.
Don't matter, does it?
Oh, that's some extra cash. That might do them some good.
Got close.
Yeah.
A little bit dicey.
Daps the AWPer.
Well, Adaps is actually having a much better game than last time these two teams played. He's already up to 11 kills. I believe that's more than what he got the entire match last time round.
Would you want Daps to be fragging rather than automatic?
No, you'd prefer automatic to be fragging, but it would be good line if they both could.
Yeah, but you can't have your cake and eat it all the time, Chad.
Oh, dear.
I thought he'd stop at Pop. I was like, okay, we'll draw the line at Pop. Then he was at E-Box, and I was like, okay, maybe he's just going to peek main. Then he's in main. I mean, he just held W.
So a reason I believe he would have gone for that is knowing that when they would do an outside set piece without Pop control, normally you would smoke off Pop, right? Sure. You want to isolate the aggressive CTs in that position of the map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps ahead, I guess. I don't know, because what are we on now? 9 in a row. Yes. Can it be 10?
It looks like it might very well be. Daps, he's trying to live in the glory of his previous round. Same spot, same weapon, same dire straight. His bottom spotted. K-Serato quick to spank. And now with only 3 left on this T side, the 10 consecutive rounds from FURIA does look like a reality.
Look at Art. He was over kind of pressuring by like E-Box way, pressuring towards Daps. Nah, let me head over towards B. Don't know why he's Batman, but maybe definitely saw an arm. Gonna take another. Art is playing a different game. It feels like they're on 60 hertz and he's 144. It's obscene watching this guy play. A 2v4 now, as Som and Bentet have just watched their entire team just get absolutely dumpster babied.
Yeah, I mean, for lack of a better word.
What more can you say when the guy's running around like that?
Yeah, it must be so frustrating as well, because just when you're like, okay, boys, we just need one more 6 rounds T-side, that's great. And then 10 seconds in, Art's killed your main player. And that's how it ends, folks. 10-5. I'm sure the fans will like that one. FURIA, 10 rounds in a row. We'll see if they can carry it over to the second half.
let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear
And we're back, 10-5 on the half, but let's remember the second half of the first half, it was pretty one-sided. Furia's aggression was unmatched, and Gen.G looked a little lost for words, Alex.
Do you think we could get away with calling them quarters when we're making reference to that? You know, like in the first quarter of... Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, with a quarter of the game. Yeah, I suppose we could. And in the second quarter of the game, well, Furia managed 9 out of the 10 opening kills in the last 10 rounds. So that's not too shabby, but it looks like it's going to be an inside... Whoop, never mind, a pop dog take here quite quickly.
Yeah.
Smokes over to the yard, and out they come.
Yeah, this looks perfect. Molly on the back bomb. Forces him into one of two options. He's either hiding on the bomb or boosted. I like that. Kusa can tap away, and Art will not be getting the bomb down today. Yuri, perhaps, wants to contest. He's surely not just going to go for another one.
He is clearing.
He is running out of options here. The smokes are about to fade, and now so is the light in Vinny's eyes. Yuri, Henny added to the list. It is just Keserato. He's just hanging out in main. Hasn't got anything other than a Kevlar vest. Nope, not even that. Just a flashbang. Holding it around his body, hoping it would protect him. It's not going to work out. And Chad Michael Birchall has got his hand up.
So that Molotov that landed in the middle of the bomb train, they could, if they stood on... If the Molotov wasn't there and the CTs were standing in that position, they can one-way over those two smokes, right? Normally you need the 3 smokes, you need the one on top of the train, the 2 on either side. So the only position of which Art could have been denied the bomb plant was literally Kusta's spot. That was the only place. Otherwise, they would have had to have pushed through the smoke. So Kusta's kill right there was round winning. That's all you put that down to, because the smokes then started to dissipate by the time Vinny got to the bomb. And then it's USPs versus Glocks at range. They were planning for the post plant.
Real quick, Alex, because this might be a bloodbath. How many jokes have been made about Kesera? Whatever will be, will be.
Not enough.
Not enough, got it. All right.
I'd say none.
Brutal.
Ooh la la. Daps has only got 1 out of that one. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. I might see a bomb plant here, because Yuri's considering it. Good pressure from Vinny. They're trying to stop it. Kusa jumps over and stops it. That's lovely. Keserato, however, has got himself 1,200 bucks, thanks to that MP9. Should be an impossible duel. Don't forget, no Kevlar. If Bentep pulls the trigger once, he won't get another shot. So Gen.G, that's exactly the start they needed. A 10-5 half feels a lot less intimidating when you win the pistol and convert.
They've been watching Chad's videos, haven't they? Jumping around, jumping on people's
Oh,
heads.
yeah, you need to be silly.
Bop. I mean, I'm just saying, they've been bumping.
Now here, look, the plant being denied is actually a really big deal because if that went down, we may have seen an AWP come out on the first gun round. We won't see that happening now because I already saw KSRado buy into armor. He was the only one with enough money to buy the AWP and potentially drop it on over. So it's just going to be the 5 AK-47s, and out main, he wants to tunnel.
This is a scary prospect. Inform KSRado. Looking to take your yard, but over the incandescence of the flame. It's Kusta that finds the brain.
Oh my dear.
Here we go. Go on, Kusta.
Quick round. Looks like Furia. Look at that. Kusta's just come alive with 4. Massacres Furia on their exit. They don't even get to establish, not even dig their teeth into the site. And that was their full buy. They're going to be thrown back into squalor. Let's see that again. I want to make sure I can give that the appreciation it deserves. A nice catch on the pop dog. They're all distracted. It's all body shots in the third. Just added to the list as well. That's the sign that his team have done great work where not a single enemy he killed was looking at him.
I mean, the impartial ghost of Jason is very pleased with this.
GG.
Art's gone for the hero AK here. There is a light pistol buy on the remaining players. Deagle sees a little bit of utility. And with this, you wouldn't want to be going for the same level of aggression as what we've been seeing out of them in the previous. They need to work a pick. They need to force a CT side rotation and see how they can go from there. So we have 2 players over towards the inner bomb site right now. That will be automatic and Daps.
And Gen.G managed to scavenge 4 AKs from Furia's last round. So that is going to be a even more intimidating prospect. That one-shot headshot on a CT angle, very hard to break, especially when you're looking for that 1D angle. You're going to be stationary, crouched, and staring. Very susceptible to the Gen.G rifles.
Okay, so this smoke right here suggests that they could go backlines towards CT spawn, and that is why we are seeing Daps rotate away from the inner bomb site and have to deal with that position. Now, as the smoke starts to fade, Art will post up and see if he can find a kill over towards E-Box. What they're re-smoking. They might even push through this and attack in towards Cutout.
Som's going to have to be really on red alert here. He's feeling the pressure, but he does have Daps on the way around to support from the other side. So these two can only go so far, and with Bentet finding Vinny, less pressure is applied, but Yuri still stands. And there's a couple of Deagles around, but they're being kept at arm's length.
Yeah, and KSRado arrives to the party late. He's brought his gift.
What's he got?
And all of the party goers are already on the floor. I'm afraid it's over already. Crashed by Som. Double kill for him. And now Gen.G, kind of forgetting about that first half, it seems. Let's not forget, in the first quarter, they did string together 5. And, well, it seems that here in the third, they are back to their old ways, closing that gap entirely.
I'm just double-checking, but I do believe that that move that Furia just went for right there was the one that they actually used to get on the board against them last time. Their first T-sided round came from that exact same maneuver. So the fact that they've been cheeky enough to try it here, I think Som was well and truly aware of what to expect. Now, the AKs are back out. KSRado has only taken a MAC-10 here. Art into pop very quick. Has to push forward.
He's going for it, and Bentet can check. This is looking like Gen.G reawoken. I don't know what words Daps has been speaking in that halftime, but it seems to have got the blood pumping.
Clearly, the idea of playing against aggressive teams is echoing in their heads because they're taking every heads-up fight. Vinny's still walking it. Kusta better be ready, and if he's not, he's in trouble. There's Vinny, there's one, but automatic on the trade. That's big, keeping this site somewhat under control. And I say somewhat because KSRado fancies a bit too. They don't stop.
Oh, KSRado's been heard. Surely automatic.
Oh, God.
Surely. He's right in front of him with a missed shot. Now he can take both of them. KSRado aware, and he's nearly got another. Som's done well to find that, and that should secure the round unless Yuri can play this 60 seconds not to be. That's a double kill again from Som. Doesn't look like he's been contributing. Really found his feet. And to do so early in your first map, that makes a lot of difference. Purely coincidental, but our first kill numbers are perfectly in line with the scoreline. That's from SEO, our stats man, so that's a fun tidbit for you. The opening kills have corresponded 1-to-1 with rounds 1. I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense. Most teams float around 80% conversion of 5v4s.
This relentless aggression from Furia that I love to see. Surely there's going to be a moment where you have to roll to something else. That's what I'm looking at. Obviously, the money's been a bit here and there. It's been spotty, so I can't call it into question too much. But for now, we're on the Deagles. A little bit of an upgrade here and here, and KSRado does have the rifle.
Ooh, get out of there, Kusta. He wants to fight, but it costs him his life. That's put a rifle into enemy hands as well. KSRado and now another.
It's good.
Looks real good. And that will soften up Vinny and Yuri nicely. Fortunately, it's only the Deagles. Smokes will deploy. That will lock automatic out. He can contribute in some capacity, though. And look at Daps' angle. It's perfect. Catches a glimpse of the other rifle dropping down, and he's got both of the hard hitters. That should be enough for the round. He mollied Vinny as well.
It's not a lot Yuri can do here. I know he has the bomb on his back. He has a minute left on the clock, a smoke and a deagle to play with. However, no territory. And the rotation towards the inner bomb site has come in. He's going to take a little bit of a trip around the world. Not possible for most of us at the moment. And poke his head out main. So I don't think he's long for this world, unfortunately, old Yuri.
Around the world in 80 days. Is that a movie? Am I making up the number?
I'm going to Google it.
I think it was something about a hot air balloon.
I don't think I ever watched it.
No, but I know it's got like some
remember the
sort of like
title.
kind of
You're
cultural
correct.
significance. Was it 80?
Yep.
Wow.
And what is it? A biopic? Is it fiction?
For some reason, my PC's in Romanian.
Nice. I had
it's-
a Russian YouTube ad.
Oh, it's
today.
from, remember Jules Verne?
Jules Verne.
Yeah.
I'm really bad
One of his
with
novels.
names.
Oh, it's a book though,
Yeah.
fiction.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Didn't know if anyone actually did the whole.
Well, he also wrote 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, right?
I
believe.
Yeah.
Not my type of read.
Well, you were mocking me for the Space Odyssey T-shirt.
I wasn't mocking you.
I felt mocked. Chad,
There was light mocking.
thank you. A light mocking.
A sprinkling.
Glad
of
we've got the
I've
adjudicator
got,
here.
do you know the funny, the amount of people in like Twitch chat who got it, they're like, Space Odyssey,
Space Odyssey,
I
obviously.
do.
Yeah,
Quick
but they've got a
of
Google
course,
browser. Yeah,
So they go,
exactly.
oh, of course I know.
I can feel
mean,
superior.
That's literally all I do, Alex. Honestly, without Google or any sort of element, I'm very, very lost.
Well, I have a lot of elements that help me, and HateRedTV.org is one of my favorites. And if you head over there and you look at the matches for 2020 and FURIA on train, they played 9, they've won 5, they've lost 4. However, only 32.79% of their rounds have come on the T side, and that's where they find themselves right here, right now. So it's going to be a very arduous task to get back into this one, as Gen.G are looking very, very strong right now.
And actually, I've just kind of double-checked. You know how I said most teams float around 80% in their 4v5 conversion? Gen.G are alarmingly low at 65% conversion of their 5v4s. That's surprising to me. I mean, often I look at that stat and I go, oh, okay, no, they're both the same. I don't bother mentioning it. But FURIA, in contrast, are at 77. So that is quite the discrepancy. Seems that Gen.G, at this, in their developmental phase, have been less consistent at closing out those early advantages. May have ramifications, as we saw in the first half as well. So default smokes, Yuri and Vinny. I'm stealing these lineups, looks nice and easy.
I need some new ones.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the beauty, Lauren. You're about to spend your next 2 weeks talking about the game and staring at everyone's nerdy smokes. You'll start throwing them.
That's high hopes there,
He says
Alex.
with high hopes. Yeah,
Yep.
please.
Not sure about that. I'm not sure if Daps is going to get away with much here. Automatic's still kind of on duty. He's at the back line, so things big shot. See you later. And obviously, Daps last time got 3 of these kills, so Automatic is going to be left with a lot of pressure. And how is Art there? He's just constantly pushing. I don't know when he stops.
Oh, he doesn't stop now. Watch this.
I mean, what's his timing cue? Maybe Henny fires a shot, baits Som, something. Is he really just going to go as it fades? He's just underneath the line of fire. And Tet's coming around again, and they're going to kiss in the smoke. He passed him. It's perfect. It's exactly what Art wanted. He can't find the second. And perhaps Som's going to save the day again. It's Kuster and Som. He does. Gen.G thanking their lucky stars for the young gun, as he has secured another round. Gen.G starting to get closer and closer to this unbelievable streak. They're almost matching FURIA at this point. They had 10 in a row. Gen.G have responded with 7 in kind.
This is very, very good on the CT side here. You could see from the start of this round that Daps and Automatic were more than happy to give up territory in the bomb site. If you're playing the standard 1 player forward, 1 in the back line, you can be overwhelmed quite quickly. Art not happy with how that one went down just there.
I like his glasses.
Yeah, and I also like that he doesn't rage. He just lifts his arms up, and by the time they're down, just start again. I'm more of a desk to fist, or fist to desk would make more sense. Don't know why I'd be lifting my desk to my
Just
fist.
to punch it. Yeah. There. Boom.
Wow, Art's already out main, and he's looking towards back 6. Nothing there for him just yet. Has he got anyone to trade him? He does have his partner, Keserato, catching nades in main, but Art is out all off, and he sees the shadow. He actually opens it up, so let's see if that 65% conversion, while that continues to be a problem. Nade's going to tickle him. That looks like a smart incendiary,
push.
and they will be compelled
God.
to push forwards.
Someone must have heard that. I'm pretty sure Vinny got some damage on him. The steps are certainly loud enough. This isn't subtle. Daps has been there in support, and we saw this a couple of rounds ago, and we're going to see it again. Som turns the flash, but he's got to be hyper aware. He is being cornered out of this. They are standing to attention, but Benta and Daps doing big work there. Vinny finally breaks back in, but it is a 3v2, and the CTs are posted up between.
I was about to say I'm not even worried because Som's still alive. I'm afraid not anymore. Bentet Falls and Furia break their streak. My God, it started to spiral. 7 in a row from Gen.G. Furia find their first on this T side.
Yeah, very important for Ant to find that opening pick right there. He actually was tagged by the player towards the back of bomb train. So when you're pushed up in that Olaf position, it's actually quite difficult, right? It's a very difficult position to be in. The CTs can get the scope in and they can just see a little bit of your tippy toes.
Yeah, okay.
But he was lucky enough that he was grifted the shadow. So he hung around. It was almost a teammate in the way there and found the opening frag. Now, the money not fantastic for Gen.G. If they lose this one, we might see them come onto an eco very early. Fury's going to think better of dipping on out into Olaf yet again. And, well, Bentet, this time not allowing Art to find that opening, takes him out.
Look at Daps. I love this push-up as well. He might get more than he bargained for. Vinny breaks through, and suddenly Kusta's probably going to feel the pressure here. Automatics on the other side of things, so it's on Kusta to slow this down, because this is a reactionary play. T's pouring out, tag on one, Cerrado's low, but still he stands, and Kusta backs away for a second, holds the cross.
Yeah, this is tough for Kusta. He needs one. Hard shots to hit. He's chipping away nicely. Good spray control to at least inflict good damage to all of them, and he's managed to kind of relocate. Automatic again onto Henny.
He's trying everything he can, but he just can't find the shots. But good nades coming back in. The CT staying so prevalent to this site. Used to the aggression now? Or maybe not. Yes, Som's got their number, and Yuri, the 1v3, ain't happening. I haven't had the pleasure of seeing Som having a good game, but this is quite exciting.
No, nor I. This is very, very positive signs to see out of Som. It feels like just as Furia get their initial way in, it's Som that stops it from spiraling. Get to see Art just running through the flames there. I think he had even had an AWP, so he had a plan. And Bentet, just as I said, he doesn't hit the death. Yeah, that was a tough one for him.
The thing is, Art's putting himself in the position where it's ride or die. If he finds the opening, then they're going to go to that percentage Alex was talking about before, where they can potentially steal it away from Gen.G. But by getting taken out of the round that quickly, life becomes more difficult. Now, the AWP is out again. They really want this pop dog control here, but nades over the top. They're not going to do a lot of damage. This is a biff. This is a battle, and he's dropped again. Art, Kusta this time will take him down. And Bentet, well, he wants the control.
They seem so much better prepared, I feel. Gen.G seems like they've really got a nice idea of what Furia are trying to do, the space they want to find. Bentet is posted up here, and Vinny could do some work, but there's a trade available. They're right next to... Oh, wait, he gets the 100 HP player like that by Bentet. I thought it was going to be Kusta to fall.
Yeah, that was clean. And that actually kind of puts Furia straight back into the round. It looked like it could have gone a little out of control. Ooh! Cerrado and Yuri putting their bullets together. Now, one of the most influential players in Som will be forced to watch as this 25th round does transpire. There's no rush to plant, but Henny might want to pick up the pace now. He's just taken the head off Kusta. And now Automatic is a prime weapon for the job, but he needs Daps to be finding some attention to really get the most out of that AWP here. Henny going to be tickling the ivories. Automatic's already found one. Hang on. Daps, oh, the spray was a little too wild. Puts Automatic in a very dire situation. He could give it a go with the AK-47, recovers it. But unfortunately, that tight line's being held in case Cerato's already brought him down. Furia finding themselves their second T round in the last 3.
And they've broken the bank here, so the only individual with money is Automatic with $5,150. This isn't the prices, right? You can see there, Vinny was lost in the smoke, right? What happens is when you get gray screen like that, if you lose your bearings, and which is very easy to do in Pop Dog, you cannot see anything. But occasionally life can get a little bit more difficult, but still converting. And Furia will be calling the timeout, even though they just won that round. This one here is hugely important. They have to convert this. If it is a force buy from Gen.G, they want to go all in. They want to go for a bit of a shove here, see if you can get the hands, AWP in the hands of Automatic and see what he can pull off. Well, then that means that Furia can run away with the game. But if it is an eco, well, you got to make sure you don't lose it.
Stats to back up the Som praise, by the way. He has had 10 of Gen.G's 24 multi-kill rounds, which means that his 24 kills, 20 of them have happened in just 10 rounds.
Wow.
As a
Like,
minimum.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah.
So the math does check out, but that does mean, you know, every time you've seen that double kill next to Soms in the feed, it's been an influential round win. He's not just picking up that opening frag and disappearing. These are impact frags, and he's at the top of the scoreboard with them. Chased on the other side of things by Keserato, who has been having a fantastic game. Bentet trying to get close quarters with that CZ. They have gone for the full economical purchase, and look how much info Bentet's just managed to shovel into Gen.G's machine. Going fast, Keserato. And his teammate, a good dink already. They do not have to overcommit to this one, and the fights they were waiting for have come through. So they can calm it all down, and so can we.
Look where the bomb is. So this was basically a mission just to find out where the stack was, what the CTs were working with, and then it would have been Henny alongside of Yuri making the call from there. And it was just Som, the man we were just mentioning, with 104 points of ADR, a P250 in his hands. That's the most recent one from the...
I was wondering, I like that.
Yeah, I've got that one too. I have all of them. I have every single skin from that new case.
Eated all of this, and now you're your biggest proponent for it.
Well, I liked a lot of the skins in that case, and I opened them. I got the Tooth
Did you
Fairy
unbox or
M4.
did you buy it?
I unboxed the Tooth Fairy M4. I got 2 of them. One was factory new. One of them was
And you
stat track.
obviously gave me one of them, did you? Or
No.
is that
It
coming
was?
in the mail? It's in the mail.
I sold one to buy the Print Stream Deagle, and the AK is beautiful. I believe it's the Anubis one. I'll have to double check that.
Tis.
I got that one as well, and I unboxed that, and it was factory new.
Wow, you really did have a nice turn of luck.
Yeah, I had a lot of luck. So it was like, you know, when you first go to the casino and you put 100 down and you win, and then you go and you lose a couple grand the next
I
time.
don't trust. Do you know what? I've never actually put a bet on a casino because I don't.
Good
trust
call.
myself.
Don't do it, Lauren.
Literally do not trust. What I did with skins was more than enough.
When we
I
were in
don't need that.
Vegas, I walked up to the roulette table Semler was sitting at.
Yep.
I walked up and I was like, okay, I'll give myself a budget.
Right.
You know, I've never really been to Vegas, I may as well, so I gave myself a very respectable budget. And then I sat there for a while and I was like, well, it's been red 12 times in a row. It has to be black, right? So I just put half my money on it, and it wasn't black. And then I was like, okay, but now that's
Now
8 red.
it's-
So I put the other half of my money on black, and it didn't work either. So roulette's not my
Wow.
game, and that was the last time I ever set foot in a Vegas casino.
Oh, you didn't even get the beginner's luck. Well,
No, that didn't even exist for me.
lucky for us, this is a slower round coming out from FURIA and Gen.G here. No one dying within the first 10 seconds. But map control is being taken. Vinny, oh, that's a whiffed flash, is it?
It is.
I think it was meant to go deeper than that, unless they were trying to get someone close Olaf. But the AWP push here, he's picking away. We'll have to deal with Som towards the back of the 6 train.
Come on, Sam. Dig deep again.
I feel like if Art holds this, though,
Yep.
eventually that frag's coming to him, but the time is not on his side now. Bomb will be coming from main. Yuri's desperately trying to bait
Great
Som into
nade.
getting greedy, and that nade does not distract Som. Impact continuing to be found by the youngster. But now FURIA do fill the feed at great cost. 2 down to 10. Keserato another. Automatic, one of the few remaining for Gen.G, but he's kicking.
Oh,
Yuri waiting. With just 15 seconds, they do have a chance to get that bomb down.
oh, and Dabs, he's only got the SMG. Any other gun, I could have seen a possibility, but this gets incredibly tricky. And how long until they suspect pop? It looks like Vinny's already thinking about it. I don't know what he can do with this.
Yeah, options significantly limited. If anything, he might just be waiting for the investigation. See if he can take himself a nice AK-47 into the business end of this first map. Taking a quick look into the opening kills. It doesn't look like there's any real discrepancies. The main offender actually is automatic. He's actually been involved in 5 opening kills, and he's only won 1 of them.
He had a struggle some time on the first half, but he
I
has...
think that's where that's come from.
Yeah, he's bounced back in the second half, and he's now, well, still the lowest on the scoreboard for his team, but it's a respectable score nonetheless. You've got 15 on Bentet, 16 for Daps, who's had some moments towards that inner bomb site. But now the success feels like it is on Yard. Kuster on 20, he's cooled a bit. Som, might need something big out of him very, very soon. But this one here, well, they're conceding 15 unless Daps with this M4 can do something wild. That's 4 USPs, an M4A4, a Molotov, and a flash. It is not a lot to work with here, and this is how it feels like it's slipping away from Gen.G. The best they can possibly hope for is overtime after this one.
It's never, ever fun to be accepting 15, just not investing, letting your opponent almost pick themselves up that match point, or rather, it will be 2 of them. Map point, to correct myself.
Seems like they're going to the right place for now. Obviously, the smoke's going to kind of keep interest here. We can see when that bomb commits on the back of Vinny. Already Art out top, has Yuri with him. They haven't had much of a fight, now they do. See the USPs? That's a good chunk of damage. This ain't bad, but it's not enough. You wanted to see Daps get involved. He was the big man that fell then. So for now, you've got to feel like these 4 T players should be able to go through the motions very comfortably here.
Yeah, and comfort does certainly seem to be present at the moment. Just spraying every smoke and corner that they could possibly be hiding in. And this is time for the great reveal. Gen.G, you have managed to make a game out of this, especially after the 10 rounds FURIA managed to knock out consecutively on their T-side spree. Excuse me, that was on their defense. And Gen.G managed to get it right back into the last 2 rounds of regulation. Will we see that OT? You said you want some heroics from Som. Well, they've pulled out a double AWP, a spicy twist.
And on the T side as well. So this is a very AWP-heavy round right here. Yuri's dipping a flash on over. They're getting 2 out main. Oh, never mind. They've stalled on this. So going for a boost up and over. That'll elevate them for if anybody goes in the back of 6. The Pop Dog control battle has felt like it's been won by Gen.G more often than not. But FURIA don't want to back down just yet. The bomb, well, it's making its way back towards the inner bomb site. That's on Yuri.
2 T AWPs. I mean, it makes a lot of sense when you see how they use it.
Are they just going to contact this? This is going to be quick. There's no way.
That smoke will be enough of a cue for automatic, surely.
Tim's right there. Daps is posted up on the side. Molly goes in, gets put out, and here come the T's.
Backing up. There should be a frag. Yeah, automatic. Though Flash still fragging. Looks like they're going to cancel that one. Kusta's hearing all of this. And jumping straight into his jaws was Art. I don't know what he was hoping to achieve there. This one's really not hit the right note.
Well, they need to slow this down and see if they can take away a couple of guns here from the CT side. That would be key for FURIA. Winning the round, well, it's off the table, but finding damage and making sure the economy, well, it's not going to be fantastic going into round 30. That should be key. But Daps, up close and personal, I don't think they're even going to check this. He might get the double.
They're going to jump on the box. Oh, no, they're not. They're boosting. K-Sara's holding it. And Daps could be overwhelmed by the multiple target phenomenon and he end up putting his crosshair somewhere between both heads. We've all been there. Oh, sound cue. And he knows he's found the last player. The flank's coming in. K-Sarato's on the clock. And Daps knows he can just toy with him, play with his food.
Keep those guns. Uh-oh. Don't let them be taken away here. Be needed all. Nicely done in the end by Kusta to be there. But yeah, the control was there and that B hit felt a little flat at the start.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was meant to be a fake or what the plan was right there, but it doesn't matter. We're going into round number 30. A timeout will be taken, an opportunity for Gary to chime on in here. We can see him pacing in the back lines. The coach sending out the final call. Double AWP still reigning on the CT side. You can see them here in the hands of Automatic and Som. Bentent has a decent spawn to get towards main, so expect aggression out there. And if it is a pop play that we see coming in yet again from the side of FURIA, well, he's been dealing with that quite handedly. This is Automatic ready as they come through the smoke there, easy as you like. Felt like a couple of gifts that round. Tense music.
Sounds like, was it 28 Days Later, where it's like...
Oh, we're getting chased by the zombies.
Don't
watch scary movies. Can't contribute.
You haven't seen it?
That one's not that scary. You like
it? It's great. It's based. It's like in around the UK. Zombies everywhere. It's cool. Henny though up on the AWP this time, and I find it so curious when you see aggressive teams having to really go for it in rounds like this, right? It puts it all on the line. All those nerves, all that danger of playing aggressively, does find a bit of a pinnacle to it. So curious to see if they can muster some of this. And Bentet or Kusta, whoever's been by Pop, has been pretty good at holding it. So let's see where those T's take themselves.
I really think they need to stay away from Pop. It just feels like the success rate there for them has been extremely low. And Som, he pivoted back from Ivy. That's going to be the cue for Art to push on down. The Molotov will hold them at bay for a little bit longer, but allows them to get right up close behind it. I think they might try for an inner split here.
Hasn't been too much sweat on the brow of the inner players, though. I mean, Automatics usually be good for one on cap every time they descend, and then all it really counts on is Daps to make sure he can stop that plant. So Ivy smoked, backtracks a threat. Som's going to have to be relocating, and Art is in hot pursuit. Ooh, my lordy. I'll start getting nervous about the clock for FURIA in about 10 seconds here, because that bomb is still in brown balls, and Yuri's just caught one through the smoke. That will instigate something. Bomb to B. You're absolutely right, Lauren.
Daps is still here. If Daps plays this right, it's over. 25 seconds. Finny gets him. Finny's dumbing him, and now we've got a plant. It's game back on. I thought FURIA might have flubbed it, but no, they've kept control in a 3v3 to try and stay in this game for Gen.G.
Yeah, and Yuri, his presence leaves Ben-Te. He has to, during all of this, just has to sit and reside himself to find the lurk. Automatic, caught out. Nice spray control, and Vinny's caught another. Yuri converts it. FURIA take it 16-14. All the way, every round of regulation. Grit and determination, they convert.
Rising out the ashes, coming from the ether. All I hear is static. Breathe a little deeper. Fallen, broken, a million light years away from home. My eyes opened, and now I've come to claim life. Never let it go. These wings carry me.
Welcome, we're back. Furia took the first. It was Gen.G who tried to take us to Train. 1-0 though. Furia in a full 16-14. It had its ups and downs. It had its sprees of rounds. It was like 5 in for one team, 10 for another. That's your half. At least it's neat. At least it's tidy. It's all pretty to look at when you look at the round recap. But let's kind of review. You know, Lauren, we set the scene coming into this as you were about to see Furia, cast Furia for the first time.
Right.
You've had a map.
Yeah, and okay, it's there and it's not in a weird way. So the CT side, super exciting. What you had Art bounding around. You said JW at the start. I'm like, yeah, it's there. He's over in main. He's up in their face. The T side, I wasn't as enamored by yet, but again, Train, it's hard to encapsulate that. We saw moments, you know, on the inner side of things where they push up super aggressive. I like it. I like the danger to it. But Gen.G were keeping up for quite some way. So I'm not fully sold. I'm not completely there yet, but I'm certainly impressed.
I won't order you the t-shirt just yet.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Give me a week.
Maybe if they 2-0, you might want the
There we go.
All right, well,
see you on the next map.
You got anything over there?
Yeah, I do. I want to break into one of these rounds here where it was actually a bit slower. And if we can just jump into Skybox for everybody at home. This one right here was a round where I guess we broke the camel's back. We use that one quite often. So look at this. We got Yuri and Art over here towards Ivy. I'm going to start playing it out. They put pressure on Som the whole time. So we got the Molotov that's going to come over towards the cutout position. A HE is going to land on Som as well. And they've kind of just pincering the map. This is a round where they actually do have pop dog control. You can see Vinny and Queserato in that position. And Art will actually go down first. So he's dead. But look, Kusta has actually leant over to help Som towards Ivy because he's been pushed out of position. What's happening? Vinny's taking territory. So watch this. Vinny gets in the yard. Now Benta has to worry about multiple positions. He dies. Now Kusta has to worry about multiple positions. He's going to get pressured. The frag's going down on the outer side, and then they're able to take control. This round right here broke the money situation going on there for Gen.G and was able to get, I guess, some easier eco rounds for Fury to be able to pick on up. So I just wanted to show you how fickle CT-sided passive setups are if you stop watching a spot and they find the perfect timing.
Yeah, and it's also kind of an example of what you were talking about, where Art has a team in place for when he does go down.
Yeah.
You know, there's still space to be taken, and I mean, it's a perfect example of that.
I do still want to highlight, though, we finally got to see a bit of Som coming alive, too, because in our previous games, and Kusta to a degree, we hadn't seen much of that. It'd been kind of automatic out there, Benta out there. Again, firsthand, excited to see that, if it carries on, or if it was more of a response to the aggression and be able to make that kind of work for himself.
Yeah, dirty 30 from Queserato, and you can see how his majority of those were found as we run through a little highlight reel of his domination. You can see a lot of his heavy lifting was done on that CT start.
Yeah, I didn't hype him up for you as much as I probably should have, Lauren, because Queserato is probably the star of the team. Art's just the most exciting. Queserato is the hardest hitter. And then the other sort of things you would have seen Kusta just there, he had a fantastic game as well. And if we remember back to the 100 Thieves series, he was having a lot of impact there too. So the fact that he's reinvented himself, now he's more of a rifle ever since Simple said, no, you shall not use that gun ever again. He's finding his footing in this team, and he's looking very, very solid. This 4K that he had in the early stages of that second half, fantastic scenes. And I really like the way he played some of the rounds where he was dropping back, playing behind the Molotovs. It was smart play. It wasn't rushed.
Do you think, though, sometimes stylistically, someone like Kusta, known for kind of the like FPL, ESEA sort of, you know, puggy style, works better against more aggressive teams that give you those heads-up fights, potentially?
Look, if you're a good aimer, you'll enjoy playing against heads-up Counter-Strike, but Furia are like annoying heads-up Counter-Strike.
It's heads-up Counter-Strike, but there's a molly on your retreat, there's 2 flashes you have to turn from, and there's a HE that's put you at 50 HP. It can get painful, and the pain continues for one of the 2 teams when we come back from our break.
this empty town. We're searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Don't stare, cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so. And now I'm chasing nightmares through. I used to run with you through the great big leaves. Laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why.
Counter-Strike Stretch Armstrong asked you, the DHL fans, which one of these four names was the MVP of Katowice 2019, and the winner is... Revealing it now, of course. Yay, Magisk, he got it over on the C. If you did that, you've been entered into the prize draw, 1,000 euros, all of that good stuff. Lauren Sponge hanging out with me. Not much time to set the scene. In fact, no time at all, but we are heading into Inferno, Chad.
Yep, and I want everybody to get up out of their chairs.
Stretch.
I want them to put their arms out, and I want them to slowly just do some rotations because this one's going to be a flyer. We might be able to take off if we're quick enough.
Prepare yourselves. It's FURIA Gen.G, folks. Take your seats, grab your snacks. It's a 16-14 to set the scene for map 2. Train did go the way of the FURIA gang. Let's see if Gen.G have got more fight in them. Som impressing Kuska, the same chickens on the screen and in the server. GG.bet have got a pretty solid odds in favor of FURIA. My goodness, high expectations of this South American powerhouse.
Is this Fanatics? The straight up mid, cheeky little insta contact? Big stuff.
Okay.
It's not gone well.
Hello.
There's a lot of players here for the CT side. There's 3 of them towards Pit, 2 towards CT Arch, and Kusta sitting back patiently, just plucking Arc out of the air. And this has all been seen and done, so these are going to have to be some really big shots coming out from the T's to make anything work from this.
Well, that's one thing you can do against FURIA, over-rotate. Make sure you have the lion's share of your players on deck, and while the bomb's dropped, it's just going to leave Yuri stranded alone in Arch. Gen.G can plant their bottoms, and Yuri, well, he'll be taken out by Som. So that one right there was a quicken, and Gen.G will immediately jump up to a 1-0 lead here. Now, remember, this is FURIA's pick. I mentioned before that this map has been played every single time these two teams have met in 2020. They've played 4 best-of-3 series and 1 best-of-1, and in all of those, Inferno has come on out. Now, it's been back and forth. In more recent times, it's been FURIA getting the better of Gen.G on it. Inferno last time round, 16-12 in their favor. The 4-spy, well, it's going to follow. No plant means it will just be pistols. With a little bit of utility behind it. A Galil for Art, and a slower start to this one. You don't want to take too much damage early. Allow the CTs to expend theirs to get control, and that's exactly what's going on. That nade goes a shy. Nobody standing and waiting as he will now take control.
So you know 2 players Banana. You've just seen 2 deep smokes Banana. You know that the B players likely won't have their smokes for the rest of this round, something that they'll be working with. For now, it does look like they were setting up for a potential run boost. Not going to be seeing that one. Just Art climbing on his teammates as always. Very powerful setup. Som can drop off that half wall and have the element of surprise for his first. Art is going far up, and he knows he's got the element of surprise on Kusta here. Oh, Vinny taking the duel for him. Automatic trying to hide into library. He may rat out the push. Daps going aggressive. Keserato trying to contain. It's unheard of with just the B250. Som, though, gonna get his first, and so now that bomb can be planted. It's not the most standard. Oh, automatic. I can't believe Yuri's still kicking. He's going to be able to plant that bomb, and that retake is smoked off from Banana.
What a weird round, but Daps, I guess, is viable here because the SMG doesn't have to do as much work as the T's are a little bit powdered up.
They're rotating all the way back round, Lauren. They left Banana completely. This is going to be a late retake. There's a real chance for FURIA in this one. There's not even a defuse kit in play.
Got to get a little bit of a wiggle on. Bentet there for one. Vinny is doing everything he can to make this work. Sees automatic. Gas to get him. Not going to happen. Well played in the end. And you're right to spot that rotation through CT. Back through CT, I guess.
Yeah, and that was actually the reason that the bottom was offered up towards CT spawn there, and Daps could finish him off so easily. So it got a bit dicey there. Look, I love a good around-the-world play. Alex, you've played many pugs with me where you see me foolishly plant open, run around to the other side of the map, and they've defused the bomb by the time I get there.
Yeah.
Well, this one's worked on the CT side. They don't have to worry in the same fashion. And Daps, he started out very strong in map number 1. He had the clutch on pistol round. That was a good start for him. He was able to do a decent job holding that inner bomb site from time to time. And here now, leading the charge for his team, the most frags to the name. But the AKs, they'll be out. Deagles for Keserato and Henny.
Interesting. Let's see how far Fury can get with their third round bye here. Automatic. Holding that smoke and does look like he'll be deploying it very early. And always sometimes, Chad, I see that early smoke middle and I feel like it was kind of a waste. How would you justify a smoke so early into the middle of mid?
If you know a team like FURIA love to be hyper-aggressive, this is one way to slow them down. But apparently they have solutions for everything. So a boost over the top has cleared it out. They don't respect the smoke whatsoever. This flash could be good.
Good, and is. Kusta does flash off Yuri. Automatic's in a real tough spot. Molly's flashes bullets. And that will end. Daps aggressive, though. He's been spotted by the Jiggle. Does well to find Vinny. Kusta cannot trade just yet, but bomb not spotted. Bentet dunked down to 50. Oh my goodness, Art just ignores him, and even catching him with the spray. That's double for Art, and likely the sight.
What's it look like Art is playing like Source? He can run, shoot, beat people from like Gen.G like pretty handily. Like this guy, his aggression is actually so well positioned too. It just seems to catch these people off guard.
The smoke was on pit. He knew that Bentet was likely not going to try a wide swing. He had teammates around him. It's like this. It looks mad.
It makes sense, though.
But there's calculations behind it.
Precisely, right? The risks that they're taking are relatively calculated in the sense of how would people normally approach this situation? Oh, okay, well, if we do something a little bit off-meta, as I like to call it, or counterintuitive, some might label it, you're able to play around the regular scenario and then be in a better position to deal with it. So I like to put these guys, FURIA, in the same bucket as Fnatic because of that, right? They know so well how everybody is going to react or should react, and I can actually see bits and pieces in the way that Daps likes to approach some of these rounds that is trying to stifle that. He's trying to be more aggressive and take the fight to them, because if they can get them in the choke points where they know they're going to be and multi-kill at that point, then it becomes 2v2s, 3v3s late rounds, and that aggression and that momentum that FURIA have, well, it dips out the window because everyone has to slow it down.
Yeah, so if Daps has got this MP9, and with that in mind, he knows this is going to be a fully bought up Furia. If anything, he wants to try and slow them down, maybe getting that banana control he managed to seize before. And speaking of banana control, I am seeing 3 CTs charging their way down early. Molotov will make things a bit problematic. Som does mantle up onto that half wall temporarily. This is the duel Daps was looking for, but Art, he's weathered the storm.
You're welcomed into Art's world, though, aren't you? You're living there with him, so you better be up for the fight. He's been playing it very well, and certainly showing a great deal. Some not being subtle with the rifle, has to fall away, but they don't know of automatic just yet. He's still around there, but look at the progress that Vinny has. These guys are everywhere. And again, these wraps towards the side. This could potentially just eliminate Kusta's viability. It could instantly isolate Bentet, but it's all about timing. And let's see if that player coming through library has any inclination to force stop. No, you don't. Beheadings happen, and Vinny, the executioner at this point.
Bentet, just another one to be added to the stats at this point. Nice catch. And the smoke will enable him to walk up, not be so concerned about Balcom Pit, but Just smoke and mirrors, quite literally, the format.
It's just so early. This seems like another save situation. So I'm going for this. Sure, it'd be fantastic if we pull off a 1v3, but in current Counter-Strike's landscape, no one ever goes for rounds like this, especially when their CT side is the first half. A save is the right call, and he's going to be doing exactly that. So the way that it's developed, especially thanks to Astralis, is that when you basically lose a site, you're saving, right? It's so difficult to be getting back into these rounds. Teams have been trying to hold on to utility more so they can set up for retakes. But in this kind of a situation where it was a force buy, they were already working with a hamstrung buy. My hamstrings are a bit sore today.
How's your PT sessions going, Chad? You doing flexibility? How is your... Are you touching your toes?
I can touch my toes.
Oh, it's Henry that can't touch his toes.
Yeah, but... Excuse me. I'm not the fittest kid out there, or
someone
a kid.
telling you how unfit you are is motivating you.
Yeah. So they hold me to a decent standard.
Yeah.
And it's
a coach,
fun.
if you will.
Yeah.
You know, like the bad guy. You need to have that third party to tell you how bad you are.
Precisely.
Fortunately, we've got Twitter.
Yeah, they do a fantastic
They do it
job.
for us.
Yeah, humble.
Moving away from the Twitter sphere, thankfully, for everyone's mental health. Tom did get boosted over the smoke, but it hurts. It really hurts. The incendiary completely nullifying the retreat. The only rifle from that saved round prior has now been, well, essentially completely removed. He's only working with 9 HP. Daps hasn't got anything he can do. The wide swing is indicative of that. And so they'll just finish this one off. It is just another day in the office. He knows exactly the options Som had. And getting one is something. Getting two is even better. Doesn't have too many ramifications. Looks good, though, and does put FURIA up another round.
So we've been talking about this a lot recently, and it's the risk-reward of the CT-sided force buy. If you're able to wrangle control of the economy early when you go for CT-sided force buys, it's great. You know, you're able to start to build a little bit of a lead. However, that hasn't been the case for Gen.G here today, and all 5 individuals just had over that 4.3 mark. And you can see what that means for the buy. No defused kits, only 1 Molotov in play, a sprinkling of smokes. It's just a very light amount of utility. So they have to play more heads up here. They have to win these duels.
I can't believe a team at this level is just so brazenly aggressive. I have not seen anything like this in so long. And of course, there is a big downside to it. Sometimes you just lose the fight, and it's as simple as it can be. Even though with 3 players standing, the CTs hold firm. They're going to make this one be harder for those 3 Ts to make anything happen with. And yes, Henny's considering that B site. And look how passive Som has to be, sitting back and staying safe because, you know, a man down, it does spread you thin.
I'm really not understanding that approach right there from FURIA. As I was painting the picture, Gen.G didn't have a lot of money to work with. I'm not sure if they were expecting them to have more utility in this round here. Going for a mid play like that, very, very aggressive. You're hoping that the CTs aren't standing there with rifles out. Well, Gen.G only really had rifles to work with. So that is the best offering that FURIA could have had if you are a Gen.G fan.
I like the boost, though. They can actually get him all the way, clearing into sight, graveyard, all of that good stuff while Henny walks up as well. Kus is not going to be ready for that. But with Bentep on the balcony. Oh, he's set for the frag here. Maybe even 2. He has got them both. Yuri, he's lost his teammates. He's lost his chance at the round. Can't really recover that bomb without peeking into someone. There's Kusta. And so we get our 3-3, keeping things level, just as we did on Train, but doing so much earlier this time into the piece. Cash is weird. Looks like... Yuri, I hope he has an AK on the ground. I'm looking, looks like Art might have dropped him one. If not, he's just fully equipped his AWP. But this was that double. Look at that transfer. That was very quick from Bentep.
All right, so with this AWP out in Art's hands, if they want to go for something aggressive up Banana and try and find a pick, you're going to see them extinguishing Molotovs. You're going to see them throwing a lot of flashes over the top. And Art actually, he'll just be holding passive. He's on T stairs, looking towards top mid, nobody greeting him early. So that means he might go for a little bit of a pick himself. With that smoke coming in, just under 1 minute 40 seconds, it will dissipate with 1:20 left on the clock. And if they want to continue to keep it smoked, well, that means late round they're going to be in a lot of trouble. But this time, they've got kits, they've got Molotovs, a lot more utility to work with here. But they've already given up mid control. You can see they've dropped back. They have no information right now, Gen.G. No banana info, no top mid info. This is very, very dangerous.
So there could be 5 Ts on either site about to explode. However, the reality is that Art clearing towards the long arch. If he gets this frag on the jiggling automatic, they're in. I think he got enough info there. Flash indicates as such. Ooh, Yuri's trying to get ratty. An automatic has been caught from elsewhere. This pincer maneuver, it could hurt, but Kusta trying to relieve the pressure. Great headshot angle from Bentet. Needs Art to find another. Look at him go, Bentet. You put your best player in pit and you can see exactly why. 2-on-2 though, and with the bomb going down, FURIA have got a real shot at this one. Som and Dap's gonna give it their all. There's a lot of util for them. They can smoke off a lot of the threats.
Gotta feel as if only they had a flash, you could do a little more with it, but as said, smoke's going in, you're right, they have a couple, even the molly now coming through, but eyes on Som as well, wrapping all the way around, but Haney's just be waiting up here. Doesn't have to do too much about this, just play the time right, and you can see Caesarato is going to be the first port of call. In they go, Som's there, Caesarato finds him, and Henny shuts down Daps. And again, FURIA doing wonders. I've got to say, I'm baffled to see this brand of Counter-Strike back.
It's good, right?
It's weird.
I love it. Look, the methodical style of Counter-Strike that Astralis has brought to everybody's attention, it's great, right? It's really good. Color by numbers Counter-Strike.
I love this. Honestly, I will always enjoy what the likes of, Fnatic were doing. I think they're obviously one of the biggest examples of it
Sure.
during their heyday of it. But it just feels so, so on a knife's edge, right? It's like it can go so badly wrong. You get made to look like a fool when it goes wrong. It's those sort of things, right? It's that all-in sort of mentality.
Is it because we live our lives quite risky as well, Lauren, and we like it when other people are doing it in a video game?
I think it's just very exciting to watch, right? It's that prospect that they are playing percentages that shouldn't necessarily be favorable to them sometimes.
It's what you've been talking about this whole time, the risk and reward. That style, the approach of knowing the risk involved in the pursuit of such a great reward, as a human, that's exciting. You're like, holy schmoly.
Red beans and ravioli.
This could go wrong. I know that this could cost him a spot at ESL 1 Cologne. And yet when it doesn't, that's very exciting.
So even then you add in the element of, back when we used to discuss this style, the fear of the name. Can you pull this off against the greats? And it looks like obviously FURIA can. They don't seem that afraid to be aggressive, even in the most pressured moments. It is very exciting, but obviously it does cause me to have partial anxiety attacks. But this round shouldn't be too bad for them. They've got the 2 players towards B to get past. The smoke's going to only encourage Art. He does literally not care. He will get traded on, but Caesarato right there to back him up. Good damage dealt, but the B site is theirs. The rotations are coming in, but Yuri's element, his impact, look at him. He's drawing 2 players back again. They really can't just commit anywhere altogether, can they?
No, he doesn't have to do more than fire those shots and then disappear. He's won them the round. Keeping those CTs investigating towards the T-apps.
Look how far he's dropped
Yeah,
back.
I know he was around here somewhere.
Wild goose chase right now.
He didn't quite spot him. He didn't. He will now. Well, that's a frustrating way to go down when you knew there was an AK lurking. He's found automatic as well. Lovely work from Yuri. Just making sure he's getting that score, getting that motivation, getting that confidence now with Kusta. He's not going for any sort of funny business here. You might want to try and keep Henny on the site, lose the life to the radius. He's done enough.
He's dead.
Is he gonna go down with the ship? He is. Kusta falls. They recover anything they can find. You can see the FURIA boys above the CT spawn. Bentet's been doing a great job on A. I want to make sure I make that abundantly clear. The 2 times we've seen FURIA going for some coordinated hits, he's had the balcony play, he got the double kill when they were wrapping into sight. Unfortunately, that was converted in the end by FURIA, but the hard work from Bentet has not been ignored.
Automatic has the AWP out now. No defuse kits once again. So if we get into a post-plant situation, remember that fact. Flashed off the line. He's going to think better of re-peeking into that one right there. And, well, the normal rally of utility and banana could be dropping in any moment. Caesarato very, very quiet here. I think this half-wall nade from Som's going to come in a second. Here we go. Landing directly on Caesarato's feet. That's a lot of damage, 54 to be precise.
And around 50 to be vague.
Oh. That's got a sting for Automatic. I feel like we haven't seen him much on the AWP, and the time he has it, you're just going to go and get peeked like that.
Oh,
and
what?
a 5v3, where's that just come from?
Through the smoke at B. Oh, he almost gets another?
He nearly got them both. Oh,
Oh, Henny, come on,
he
mate.
hasn't seen anyone. He's got a double kill.
Oh, this is horrible. This is horrible.
That's a nasty round for the Gen.G squad to accept.
I found all of those players who shoot me through smoke, who run up middle. They're just, it's FURIA, fake nicking in all my terrible matchmaking games. I found them.
That's the problem. Okay.
It's never, Chad, it's never me.
No, of course.
me.
Project. That's right. We project.
It is.
We're great at projecting.
Projecting. We're not good at talking, though.
Projecting. Look, I want to point
Reddit
this
is
out.
going to go mental.
I want to point this out for the viewers at home, in case you're just joining us. This is, in fact, an elimination match. The loser of this is out ESL 1 Cologne. Hold up a second.
It's a mid-rush, and it's been handled. Stemmed the bleed, Yuri only lets one by the keeper.
The winner of this, though, plays 100 Thieves. So FURIA versus 100 Thieves, that doesn't usually go very well for the Thieves. So we'll see.
And this is in the elimination bracket.
Indeed,
so
it is.
Yeah, in fact, if you're a 100 Thieves player / fan, you're probably going to be cheering for Gen.G. That's probably a much more, what's the word? Not applicable, but it's more comfortable, certainly.
I know what you're looking for. I've also lost.
saying.
Yeah, I think the late nights are catching up with me.
Already?
Yeah, I'm not a gamer
Okay.
anymore, Lauren.
Yeah, let's go, Chad.
I'm
You sure it's not you going out and, you know, doing PT sessions at 11 a.m. every day and then coming back and having to do night shift?
Lauren, we're
Trying
doing
to live a real person life while living a non-real person life.
we're doing a Lantern calendar, Henry, myself, and
Right.
Alex. So what we're going to do is, I don't know the time frame that we're giving ourselves here, but the idea is just get a bunch of shirtless pics out
What do you
there.
think? Like an OnlyFans kind of
It's
calendar.
absolutely tragic.
If you guys do want to see the calendar, make sure you tweet at Alex, myself, and Henry. Let
Is
us
it
know.
for a good cause or just...
Oh, yeah. We're going to want to upgrade the...
It's a pretty great cause. I love that cause.
Oh, God almighty. Wait, hold on. I guess you've got to meet fire with fire. I find it crazy that Daps is just hooning it down.
What?
Anna,
Look at you.
What is this game?
Anna, that looks so silly when it doesn't work and so good when it does. Walking out balcony, he was right to assume the A side clear, but Bentet, he's got glue on his shoe. He never seems to leave that pit. So in support, found another. FURIA falling flat here in round 11. He looks good. Ooh, Som's not happy. Good molly, puts Bentet on notice. And he's ready and waiting. Bentet does dunk him in the end, and it's converted by his squad. Kusta with another double. And we head straight on back into the fray. 7-2, 7 rounds, 4, but 7 for FURIA on the T side of their map pick for elimination of Gen.G. Fallen into this lower bracket. Both teams have had their slip up. The margin for error is now 0, certainly for Gen.G. This is CT side Inferno. We need to start seeing a slew of rounds. Couple of sacrifices. Daps is rocking an MP9. Bentet's on the FAMAS. And charging down. Daps, he wants to make this play work. He's tried it multiple times. And Keserato gets away with murder.
Okay. Look at the liberties they're taking all across the map. As soon as they know it's 3 members over towards the B site, they know it's just 2 towards A. They drop those dominoes nice and quick, and FURIA with 8 rounds on the board just like that. There's no option for Automatic and Kusta. They have to save. Inferno, retakes are feeling almost impossible.
Wait, haven't we gone through this conversation of how to deal with this aggression, though? You need utility, you need to do all this and that, right? Haven't we done this? Haven't we done this before, right? Haven't we lived this life years ago? How are they getting away with him just banging it up mid?
So here's the problem, Lauren. This team, no matter where you go, will think your utility is basically confetti falling from the sky, run through it, have flashes helping them, and still try and get in your face, right? So the FURIA of old, or the FURIA of last season, would run up banana through that and continue to take those fights. And that's what they've been doing. The fact that they've been taking Daps out and then trading, you want to stop that. You don't want to be trading. You want to be winning that. You want to be taking banana and having it for yourself. And you can see they're sending 3 individuals over there at the start because they really want to hold on to that control. But that leaves a corridor of middle completely open. And Automatic, he's done his best here. He will hold on to the AWP. So that's one positive if we're going to be giving thumbs up to anything here today. They're running away with it.
They play like how I envision myself playing. I run up mid and I die constantly. It's probably because I'm absolutely garbage compared to every one of these players. But like this just doesn't feel normal. It doesn't feel right. It feels wrong.
So if they stop, right, if they give up banana control, what happens is there'll still be a little bit of exchange of utility at the start. There has to be. But then FURIA, they do these contact plays where they're executing before you even know it's happening. And then you're caught with your rifles out or you have a smoke in hand. They are so good at changing the pace that the only way I think that Daps is realizing they can deal with this is they have to win the duels and they have to win the fights. Well, that's not going in their favor. Vinny has 15 kills.
You're saying the same things we say for Fnatic. The best way to beat Fnatic is to beat Fnatic at their own game.
Shoot him in the head.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the conversation we were talking about in 2015 on Katowice desks, and now
took over from Fnatic
5 years later. Sorry, the era? It was SK as the Brazilians.
What style did Brazilians bring?
Lots of mid-round stuff, right? So they slowed it right down. Once they got to the 3v3s or whatever, they were able to play around, string you out, fake you out quite a lot. They had very good theory.
Their practice was different. Their practice regiment was much more situational. So if you've died when you were supposed to do this, I'll throw this, etc. So it felt like their mid-round was way more coordinated than anyone at the time.
God, you're right.
Now everyone's caught up.
I completely forgot that conversation, but you're so right. And I mean, it feels like Gen.G's money's been trashed so often, especially if you theorize you want that utility. Stop! Let him have a round. Let him have a bloody chance at it.
You went even more British then, Lauren.
I'm getting upset.
That's even more British.
It's either when I'm drunk or sad. It's lay it on thick.
Are they usually the same thing?
Yeah.
All right, well.
Watch this. Yuri, he's going to turn the corner with his barrel. And that's a lovely little upgrade for Kusta. Take that with a very little price to pay as well. Gathering in B. No util. They can't really hold the wolf from the door. The only util is on its way. Here comes Automatic. A full set of it. He's got his belt. Chock-a-block full of goodies. And smoke and the incendiary in response. I don't know if they want to commit to this. They've got into Keserato posturing, burning. Som actually gets one. Forced out by the Molotov, but he does go down with the ship and a frag. Art's just shooting at things with a Glock. And he will go down as well. Looks like the CTs are making this one count. Henny for a clutch. Dab says no. That's a big win for Gen.G.
Messy business, but that came off the back of an opening kill, right? That's something that we haven't seen a lot of lately. They've been losing the duels in Banana, and Art's been trying to walk up either mid or halls and put pressure on the A defenders as well. And this time round, they had, well, all of their defenders exactly where they needed to be. So Art trying to swap into the AK-47, Bentet with 2 massive kills with that CZ in the smoke. A FURIA can buy again. So look,
arms.
It's great. It's great that they're able to put a round on the board, but they will have to deal with yet another gun round here. And this time round, it is going to be Art going for this entry frag over towards Banana. Molotov to slow him down, HE to push back the AWPer off the line, and they are respecting it this time. They're not going to continue to push. They're not going to continue to fight and give away the opening kills. But this is what happens, Lauren. The option is if you don't go for the frags, you give up the territory, and now, if FURIA want, they can execute in Banana with 1:30 remaining on the clock. This is perfect territory. And when Yanko used to be on the desk with me, he said, if you get Banana this quick, just execute B.
Because the worst case scenario is you've got 3v2. And it does look like they're going to start pulling the pins. I'm seeing 2 smokes flying in. Fnatic smoke. They can plant within that. But the boost is still a problem. Dabs.
Oh my God.
Oh, gets sussed out. That was about to be a disaster, but instead, Gen.G have seized a 1-man advantage. There's still 60 seconds in the round. It feels like FURIA have got no time at all. And Yuri, on his luck, does manage to catch one on A, and just like that, in a puff of smoke, they disappear.
Bentet's position, though, here, sorry, Alex, is absolutely everything.
Yep.
Multi-kill territory.
He's been posted up in pit. He's finally been unleashed, but let's see what he can make from it. We know FURIA don't kind of fumble their words, but he doesn't fumble his shot. 2 is excellent. He sees the bomb, information relayed, automatic. You can't miss these, and that's a problem, because you know that T-side is going to be in your face before you've blinked.
Okay, this is an intense round. This is important for Gen.G. Let's not forget, this is elimination from ESL 1 Cologne should they concede Inferno. And on the CT side, 5 just doesn't feel like a sufficient number. Yuri's actively fighting short. I don't really know if someone's prepared for this, and yes, works. Down to 3, though. Keserato's so paranoid about long, he could get caught out by the double peak. Here's them both. Gets the Som, onto Daps in a 1v1, down to 18. One more bullet will do it from the in-game leader. And he always pulls it out when he needs to. Gen.G saved by the man behind the magic, the Puppet Master. Grabs himself an AWP for his success. Bentet double. Damage to K Serato? No, but this shot from K Serato punishing the miss from automatic. It looked like they'd done enough, and it's Daps that saves the day.
He also clutched against K-Serato on the first round of train.
Yeah.
It was the same situation over there. So, you wouldn't think that Daps would be getting the better of K-Serato, but he has been.
And all I can think of is whenever I did an interview with Daps, I can't remember exactly, it was a nuke game, I'll tell you that much. And we were like, those clutches though. And he was like, yeah, if I'm clutching you're really doing something wrong.
K-Serato's up B. He's going. He is full on going on that. He just ran through all the smokes, all the nades, all the mollies. He was ahead of everything. And he went for the fight. I have never seen such unbridled aggression in this year, last year, or the year before. I mean, I'm rolling my mind back to early days to remember anything like this.
Unbridled, because horses have bridles. And so when it's unbridled, it means it's not being held back. Words. Love it. Smoke, not gonna work. Song just doing the flashbang dance. There's another. Yuri makes the call, does the damage. Daps can't contribute any more. And that rotate, it's slow from the CTs. They're just about arriving as the deep smoke. Now, this is one FURIA have kind of coined themselves, a deep CT smoke. Look how much space that gives Vinny.
Wow. That's so much. That is so much room. They have to clear everything coming back in, let alone sight, and Vinny doesn't care. Doesn't care if there's smoke, doesn't care if there's volley, doesn't care if there's a player, and what a way to shut this one down. FURIA are insane to watch. I have not seen Counter-Strike like this in years.
No sound. I'll find valid in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky.
Inside my thoughts, and when I start to think, oh, the Tahoe closest starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep, I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I wanna say goodbye.
America's for ESL 1 Cologne. Group A elimination match between FURIA and Gen.G. 16-14. It was just across the line for Train on FURIA's part. And Gen.G find themselves in FURIA's territory now. The fans obviously willing this for the 2-0. Gen.G quite the contrary. We entering in our second half. I say we, myself, Machine, Pansy and Sponge hanging out in the studio, burning the midnight oil, and GG.bet haven't changed their opinion at all. Still favouring FURIA for this one. Let's get into the good stuff. I'm seeing 2 smokes. It could be indicative of a fast beat. Certainly Daps' position is, but you can see that the rest are starting to walk the bomb up second mid. Art, what are you up to?
Has he been hurt? I think Kusta knows something's up, but that doesn't matter. Henny's found the opening.
Oh, he misses his shot. Kusta smart to check. Okay, so perhaps that overextension from Art could have big ramifications. Never mind, Yuri's clean.
You know that you're playing against Fury when having to check that, right? Like, that's something that has to be in the forefront of your mind, that these guys will push everything. And there's just that kind of sense of a lack of safety.
Yeah, I feel very unsafe watching that. Your 2B players actively fighting in a 2-man advantage, and it does give them a way back in.
There is a little bit of a step here, and they're keeping that pressure up. Utility being put in, and Summon Automatic trying to keep it together. But Henny, he fancies it. Does he go through? No, he just makes presence noted, keeps the attention towards CT.
This is a perfect split. If Automatic gets this kill immediately, it could be a very big contribution. He's tucking himself back into the site. He realizes time is his best friend. No kits. And Som's hit a banger. Yori's gone. Jiggling, and the patience is rewarded. It's down to Henny. He's already hit 2 fantastic headshots. He knows where he's coming from. Som has been the difference maker. He's rotted the clock and now does eliminate the head. It's 7 for Gen.G.
Just taking a quick look at the stat lines here. In 2020, 24 maps of Inferno have been played for Gen.G. They've won it 12 times, lost it 12 times. But one of the notes here, their T side, they've won 55.69% of their rounds on the T side. So there is a chance for them to bounce back into this one.
Did we just see, though, a 2v4 then? I know, I think it was a 2v3, but it might have been a 2v4, I think.
I think it started at 4.
Yeah, and this is like I guess the counter argument to that constant aggression.
Yeah.
It definitely caught your attention pushing down Banana at that point. It's definitely a double-edged sword, right?
I mean, it's fine, and if you win the round, no one talks about it. The issue is that the 2 Ts have to do a lot more hard work if you are tucked in on the site.
True.
Rotate's a lot easier to call. They're making sound cues. Suddenly it's a 4v2 and not a 2v2. But that choice did have a negative outcome for FURIA. They have opted for the classic Deagles and Kevlar force buy into the second, and very pushed down on mid.
Yeah, just to note, what that makes possible is if it is A, they can flank very quickly, or if they come back to clear Banana, that can get the rotation in for the remainder of the teammates fast as well.
Som's position is keeping me interested. I don't know if they're trying to bait this, or if they're aware this is a possibility, or they heard steps, or maybe something kind of indicated that was a factor. But it looks like they're going to play back to this, and I feel if they do go to Banana, they've got to be aware there's someone going to be pushed down. But do they expect the second?
Yeah, I think there might be a chance for Vinny here. Bentet, though, leaping across. Mac-10 couldn't be better weapon for the job. And let's not forget the B site's wide open now. The 2 B defenders gone. The rest of them just going to look to preserve what they brought into this round. Henny's saving his extra pennies, not opting for the investment in Kevlar because he's in pursuit of the AWP. That stands for Arctic Warfare Police. Doesn't have any mention of Sniper. I mean, it's kind of makes sense. I guess there's no S in AWP. I guess there's no argument there. And it doesn't really...
I don't know the naming.
Why would a green rifle be used in the Arctic?
I'm not sure. I don't question anything. I don't know why it's called the Mac-10 or the AK-47 or the M4. Like those things right there.
Some people
it's normally the manufacturer.
Some people do care. Some people, you know, care about the difference between a mag and a clip. Also something I don't care about. It's a bloody video game. So...
Gets himself a fresh mag.
I only say mag now, because people always say, it's not a clip. I don't know. I literally don't know what the difference is, but I know that people get less angry at mag.
So what do we say with the revolver? Like if they were reloading the revolver, oh, he is taking his individual bullets and reloading each chamber of the revolver.
What's the...
Do we ever have to cast that? Is that something I will have to be careful?
If we see JW, that's the only time.
Yeah. I haven't really...
Didn't get many calendar tweets, Alex, did we?
What, the calendar?
Not many people were interested in the calendar.
Oh, I didn't realize we were fishing for
Chad's always
interactions.
Fishing, let's be honest.
Okay, guys, Chad's feeling lonely.
What's his
Your
Twitter
attention.
again?
That's SkullNerd.
Got it.
Send him nice messages. Tell him you'd like to see him naked.
Well, no.
Shirtless.
That's what the subtext he was looking for.
naked?
Well, I mean, we are provocatively posing in this calendar, I
Oh, it's
assume.
provocative.
I presume so.
I thought it was going to be kind of a very reserved,
I mean, yeah, it's-
shy and
Okay, hold up a second. This is provocative.
Yeah, they might win themselves a full eco. I don't know quite what Bentet's Mac 10 can get done. There's so many
Bob's
multiple
behind him.
targets, and he's handling it with ease. Lovely jubbly, bibbity bobbity. Bentet says, get off my property.
I'll buy
Oh.
that calendar.
Yeah, the Bentet one. Yeah, he just puts all his frags in a little frag movie.
Yeah, just a little...
So just quickly, this is a very serious match. I'll reiterate it again. I want to make sure everybody at home is familiar with what happens here. You lose this, you're out. That's it.
Dad, don't try and pull it back in like you're the serious one. All right?
He was the one that was talking about the lewd
Exactly.
calendar.
Like
That's what I'm
we're
saying.
here trying to cast a game, right? We're the play-by-play. We're making it
Sick
fun and
tired of you trying to
entertaining.
derail mine and Lauren's
I
broadcast.
feel like I'm
Aren't
being
you
picked on by my
analytical?
children here.
Children.
Don't make me put you guys in the dunce
Power
corner.
dynamic has shifted. You know, normally it was kind of Hank was the mediator, but now Lauren's just as nasty as I am.
Yeah, you guys are bullies.
Bully.
Now, let's see what Art's up to. I love the boost. He can sit on half wall and just spend the rest of the round there. It does give the freedom for his teammate to rotate off if he has the inclination.
Oh, there is a cool setup. Oh, they fell off. There's a cool setup that they've run before where they actually send one player in front of that half wall looking in anti-flash, but we won't be greeted with that one this time round. With a four-man A-lane, Lauren, so...
Come on, Henny. Let's have a little peek. See, these guys use a bit of utility. Didn't really work out much better. It gave him a shot, though. Automatic does at least get the control of the CT Arch angle, but knowing Furia, they see a Molotov, they see a smoke, they'll kind of attract to it. They're like a moth to a flame.
Yeah, and that flame subsides on long. No one interested in advancing, but the majority, if not all, of Gen.G are congregated in middle. Well aware of the potential for an aggressive banana maneuver and well aware of the opponent they face. Oh, one did slip the net. That swing from Daps could be the end of Henny. He does spot the bomb, trying to get out, and he does. Arch smoked off. They start their advance. They look to wrap into A, but there is going to be 3 CTs to receive them. Gen.G, they need one more before they can start advancing into that site. Smokes are plenty. Yuri still dug in on Pit. They can even play retake from here. They've got 2 players there, and they're hunting him. Oh, he doesn't look up.
Oh, Kusta. What a time to come alive at that moment, but Vinny is there, and Vinny has been good, and the aggression has been unrelenting again. Fight after fight, they are just pushing this. They just don't stop.
I imagine this is actually one of the games that's incredibly hard to observe because with if everything's going right for Furia, there's 3 fights happening at once, regardless of CT or T.
Jake, you give us a wiggle if this is harder than normal to observe the old Furia boys.
Can't wiggle its mouse.
We can. You
Go
go
into
free
free cam.
cam and he
Yeah.
wiggles.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
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 That was a sad wiggle, too. That was like, Christ.
Well, there's a fight at A, and that could have ramifications for the round. There's 2 people fighting at B that probably they blob plant if they win. So you have to kind of get into the head of the in-game leader. Now, looking at the money situation, we do still keep Tim on the AWP, and he's pulling out his own as well. But it's the double AWP that Furia have decided to pivot into that I am intrigued by.
Honestly, I was scared he was walking down mid. I don't know what to expect from these guys anymore. They just constantly pressure the issue. We saw this before, but they didn't fully commit. Art this time up there. Kind of left, pants down, little confused, little dazed, little out of it. Som!
Robbed.
Why are you
Robbed.
making it look so good, Som? Bye-bye.
Throws it
Oh.
away. He's like, make sure he fires off a shot, lets him know I've taken it, and it's now never to be returned. Vinny has to accept that it will just be FAMAS. That nade is a nice little constellation prize, though. 2 members, nice and squishy, softened up for that FAMAS.
Oh, Vinny's in trouble here. He's going to get isolated.
Uh-oh. Cut off, no support on an island.
He
Henny's
wants to
trying
help
to get
him,
there.
and he has. He got at least the first, and it turns the attention for Bentet to go down. Vinny doubles up. Fantastic hold. Henny arrives not a second too late. And that leaves all Automatic and Kusta trying to puzzle something up on A. It does look promising. He'll be able to smoke that. Keserato just about getting to the Vesper in time.
God, these guys are playing on such fine margins, but they do get their support again. Keserato finding Kusta is left Automatic so alone and with no hope of doing much. Furia leaning, almost like that pendulum swing, side to support each other.
Yeah, so that was very strange because Art obviously went down early. Then Vinny was on an island. Keserato rotated over to make sure he was okay. Threw him a little bit of a life jacket. Then Henny comes on over with the bailout. and they're able to lock down this banana take. They're trading places, swapping sites, and still making it work. And now this has forced Gen.G down to an eco, where Som's upgraded to a HE and a P250. We've got a Deagle for Bentet, P250 for automatic, and then Glocks for Daps and Kusta. So this one here, it's hard to see much getting made of this one. But remember Kusta's Glock ace the other day? So maybe I'll hold my breath until the first couple of frags come in.
I mean, that was new. And there he goes. I like it, Kusta. Don't worry. I'm still a fan. Me and Moses are still in the fan club. Don't worry. He might not admit it these days, but he's still there. I see his badge. But yeah, otherwise, T-Side going to try and make it out of it if they can. That's lovely. A dink on Henny. Caterado a little low, but even though with all these good factors, you still got guns against you, right? So it's like we can get excited, we can hype it up, but in the end, no one falls a clean round for the CTs, and everything just kind of keeps building in the right direction. And as I said, this is to stay alive. This is when we start having to really put our focus towards this, because 12 rounds is quite a lot now. You're starting to get to that point where, on the other side with your 9, you need to make a couple of things happen.
Yeah, you would certainly start with a strong call and a strong game plan coming into round 22. I do see... And Orp, where is Henny off to? He's been taken over to B. He's going to be using his utility. So he's thrown out his early smoke towards the half-wall, does extinguish the molly from the tees, and they'll be able to fall off now, leaving them with their own. Yuri flashed in by Caterado, and this deadly duo doubles up. Oh, down Q. Vinny knows they're coming. Pre-fire's not great, but Art is. Quickly finds 2 of his own, puts automatic in the clutch, and not gonna bait the corner. That's 13.
I just want to check something here with Jakey. Are you able to observe Henny at the start of the round? Because I was watching a lot of demos back today of these two teams going toe-to-toe, and Henny would just play completely spawn-based. So when he had a B spawn, he would go over and help the B players. If he had a spawn closer towards library, he would take the library spawn. If he had one closer towards mid, he would take the mid spawn. And I think that right there is what kind of dictates how FURIA want to approach these rounds. So he has a B spawn for his team, and he's going towards B. So I guess 1 out of 1. Let's say that's the theory, and it's cracked, and I'm right.
100% accuracy, Chad. I love it.
Checking his utility set as well. So that's a really nice combination to throw and then enable him to disappear without being too committed to Banana himself. B players can hold on to theirs until there's more of a threat. And back in support of A, just in the nick of time again. Much less resistance in Apps this time. Not going to be seeing contact on Daps. He's managed to get himself pushed up. Brackets. He's now under the Gen.G flag. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts putting bullets.
Vinny.
Oh, what?
Hello.
Kusta, I love that. 50 caliber lodged into Henny's snapback.
They're trying it, but look who's going walkabouts. Art. It feels like if it's not Vinny, it's going to be Art, and they're always going to be somewhere. And I feel if you're Gen.G, you've almost got to expect it. Automatic flash in hand, might have to put that in just
It's going to go over
to
his head.
maybe negate it, but do you really check this? You've got to clear it so well. The flash sets it up. Art gets 1, but he can't convert more. But there's Vinny. If it ain't Art, it's Vinny. And it's just a shutdown. This is like clinical insanity. I don't know what to do with these players.
Well, Kusta, it feels like he's been able to slip into the backlines. He might be able to take Vinny out here. The rotation is coming through.
Yo, watch him win this. Watch him
Come
win
on,
this.
Kusta.
Gets the rifle, getting the bomb. Oh, the switch of the weapon costs him his life. Timing's a cruel mistress. Sometimes it saves you, sometimes it screws you.
I thought, well, it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, he's already got the grenade pinned. He's so ready for that.
They just disappear. What a magic trick.
Perfect stuff. Now, last chance saloon for Gen.G here. I know that there's only 14 on the board for FURIA, but after this, it's going to be difficult to see how Gen.G can battle back. They would need 6 rounds in a row if they lose this one here just to take it to overtime. It didn't go very well for them on train. Caterado dipping the Molotov down towards middle, 3 towards top banana again, and Art, well, here he goes.
Why wouldn't you walk banana, huh?
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Walk through the molly, take all the damage, but
Tony
stay
Robinson.
Som has been given the unenviable task of containing Art's B aggression. Oh, that caught. He's actually checked it. He misses, and Som can punish huge here. If he gets both, they're going to pincer B. That smoke saves Art. That may very well save the round. If they spray through the smoke, though, Art is screwed. He's down to 2. That's 2. TWO. He's got no health, but he does live to fight another day, and so perhaps do FURIA.
Aid. Oh, that was close, but Henny's going back. He's just going to post up on Banana, but look at this. Really close by. Kusta was really good from here before. Does he see the feet? No, he doesn't. He's dead. Dead in the water. Serato doubling up towards Zaps. This is looking pretty rough as Art is holding down CTR. Surely this is all but over.
I don't see a way out. Once more, the smoke will obscure. Oh, I thought he hit that. Looks like Automatic did get tagged, and that USP through the smoke could very well be doing the final bit of heavy lifting. It's a dunk from Serato. Nice little bit of backspin. Som looking to spin us back to life. Gen.G need the 10th here. Leaping through, looking good, but not good as Art. Triple kill in the round, and the last with just a scrap of health. It started at B, and Gary does get his high fives in. That extra 1%. The shoulder rubs from Zonic, the high fives from Gary. Everyone's got their approach. But you can see this is a lovely play from Art. Getting the bomb in the first place was something Serato didn't have to do too much, with the comms being as crispy as that. So that's put 15. This is elimination for Gen.G. They have got to battle through 6 rounds if they want to keep their heads above water at ESL 1 Cologne, or they'll be added to the list of the eliminated.
Do they just twist those screws, Alex? You know, you're sitting there in Furia's position. You're 15-9. You've been running them the entire game. I just want to see him go more aggressive now. I've got a taste of it. It's pretty exciting to watch.
The bomb sat right back at T-Stairs in the hands of Som. Very, very safe. Now they feigned mid-control. They want to head back towards Banana. There isn't a smoke to hold them at bay, but Art towards the top with the AWP is probably wishing they walk in towards his crosshair. Flash comes over. Now he's on high alert. So let's see how many you can get this time round.
Just a wild wallbang collateral triple. Here, not today.
He's staying forward.
That is ambitious. Oh, it's going to be a quick 1-for-1. Vinny now will be forced to do a lot. And, well, not allowed to do any.
Well, this should just be the save from FURIA. There's no need to go for this. The money on their side, it's not fantastic. Henny and Serato will be able to buy, but going for this, I was talking about in the first half for Gen.G just how difficult it is to rotate in and retake bomb sites on a map like Inferno. Well, when you have so many rounds to work with, it doesn't make much sense going for it. Just hold on to your hats, allow the T's to have one round. It doesn't matter if the score ends up being 16-14, as long as you get the victory, as long as you're able to convert that final round that you need. And holding on to the goodies that you have right now and not putting more pressure on your economy is going to give you more and more chances to potentially go for these styles of aggression. So the AWP for Henny will be held on over. It's necessary because you can see Art there, 41.50. His money's starting to dwindle on down. One of the things that happens when you're as aggressive as Art, you get some really cool plays, but you also die a lot. So to keep getting you the big green in hand becomes expensive. Serato has enough to drop him one over. Or if they want to mix things up, never mind, they don't. Henny drops an AWP. Buys one of his own. It's the utility he needs to supplement, and it's a full gun round yet again. So, will it be more mad aggression from FURIA, or are they going to look to taper it in here to close this one out? You can smell it now. Doesn't feel like it's far off.
It's just on the horizon. FURIA not known to be too bitten by the unable to close bug.
The amount of utility committed then just towards Banana, but Som's going quick this time. We haven't seen this before.
Yeah, I love it. Quick smoke on Arch, charge through it. There's a huge gap, and the rotate for once is a little slow. Henny, however, he spotted it, and he even hits it very quick. Whoa! Henny is nuts! So damn fast. Daps trying to do something, trying to stem the bleed. Kusta too, just the two of them, trying to tango with 3 red-blooded Brazilians. They want this. Just 2 more frags from continuing their Cologne adventure, and Daps has managed to level the odds.
Smart work from Daps there. Able to work back towards the bomb when required, splitting the CTs now either to one site. Serato towards A, Henny towards B. Where does Daps take this bomb? I guess you give Kusta a little bit of room to work, but fine margins here.
I really hope they don't walk B. I imagine Henny's probably going to take a cursory glance to that long. Actually, he's gone for emo. This works wonderfully for him. Look, Kusta will be able to walk construction. He'll have no info. I'm surprised he wasn't taking a more information-driven approach. At this point, if they don't check emo, I suppose it's bang on for Henny. He can just stop that bomb. Kusta, he's got oodles of util, though.
There's no way that he'd be clearing this position. Surely.
Ollie doesn't fully clear it. Tight from Henny, and that's a fantastic round. Quad kill in it from the Orba, and Furia continue at ESL 1 Cologne. We wave goodbye to Gen.G.
Thoughts where you stepped in, an angel sent from heaven showed me how to live again. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe, and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye. I'm gone, I need to be strong. The darkness it tried to swallow me. Some days I fall, but I hear your call. I pray I don't hit the ground. Gravity. 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 Gravity.
Baby, wait, I know that you're
I really enjoyed that game. And it's because it's the counterintuitive decision-making that looks like what FURIA approached the game with, right? Something which they should be more passive on, they'll go for the fight. They like to cause chaos. Somehow they lost to chaos. But this team right here, they're exciting to watch, right, Lauren?
They're thrilling. I think they're a really fun team to watch. It's a style of CS I haven't seen in a while. The confidence is high, and you know it's the right time to be doing it. It's online CS. Maybe it doesn't apply to Europe, but you're not playing Europe. You're playing NA, and right now it is running just circles around people.
Yeah, it looked great. It really did. And actually, one of the most eye-catching features of FURIA's gameplay was Art. You were shouting his name many a time. Well, we'll be shouting it one more time when we welcome him to the desk, calling us in fresh from the FURIA HQ. Art, hello, hello. You've taken off the nice glasses. Lauren really liked those
I like
frames.
the glasses. They were nice.
My glasses?
Yeah, put them on, man. We like them. They really suit your face. Yeah. Nice one. Now we're gaming.
Hey.
There you go. Now you can see the headshots and you can see our pretty faces. Congratulations, man.
Everything.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you
That was a
very much.
good-looking game. Just want to touch on that first map. Train, were you anticipating it to be that close? Because it looked like a lot of frustration when we cut to your player cams during that first map.
I don't know, maybe the start of the map was kind of rough for us. And after that, we kind of came back, and we know that this side on train is kind of hard. So I don't know, I was expecting to get close.
Art, I wanted to just, well, actually, first of all, we always ask you about this, but the aggression that you still are able to get away with time and time again, do you anticipate it's going to stop at some point? Because the plays that you go for, they look like counterintuitive plays, right? You're making what should be the wrong call work. Why does that happen so often?
I would say that's all about the timings and the pressure that's happening in the game. Like when the other team is just feeling too much pressure that they need to make rounds, they kind of have to go to make tactics. They cannot do defaults and just punish anymore, because if they just hold and they don't do anything, they are like in a rough spot. So most of the time they have to make plays, and when I get the timing that I can cut them before they can do anything together, I think that's the time I'm looking for.
Okay, so you just really enjoy frustrating your opponents, huh?
I think that's a way of describing my way of playing. That's kind of like it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Counter-Strike is a mental game, and it seems that you guys definitely have, your style of play definitely benefits you in that style.
I just had a question for you, mate. Now, in terms of that style of Counter-Strike that you've chosen to approach the game with, did you have a player that you used to watch that you've gone, oh, that's cool, I want to try and copy that? Or is this just your own brainchild? Is this something that you've just gone, this is the way I want to play CS?
That's the way I always played. Like when I started playing CS, I think that was like 3 years ago. I always played like that, and with the time, I just kept being more aggressive and just making more secure plays. And today, I don't think I even played good. I think I just played like the usual, and that works. So yeah, that's my way of playing. Never saw anything, nobody playing like that.
That's
3
as
years
usual?
ago? You started playing CS 3 years ago, Art. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it was 3 years or maybe 3.5, maybe 4 at the most, yeah.
Jeez Louise, dude, that's quite a turnaround to be doing what you're doing. I mean, that's, wait, 3 years, 2017?
I've been playing for 16.
Yeah, so that's...
What's the excuse, Chad?
So Art's like picking it up and like learning how to deathmatch while like SK are lifting trophies in the Lanxess, and now you are sitting there writing history for the region in a whole different way. It's a fantastic storyline, Art, and I look forward to seeing more from FURIA in the bracket. Congratulations on the win, man.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank
See you later, hopefully.
Yeah,
Have a
I
good
hope
day.
so too. I hope so too. Very fun to see you in the server. And of course, the fun does stop for the other side of the coin. Let's bring up that bracket so we can actually have it in front of your face. You can understand exactly what has been going on, because Gen.G are eliminated.
Yes.
How many teams have we lost from America?
We will be losing another one tomorrow night when we have Triumph taking on Cloud9. So that'll be the second team eliminated. But we will be losing 4 in total. So there's 8 teams in the North American region, 2 from each group. So 4 in total will make it through to the playoffs. And once we make it to those playoffs, that's when it becomes a single elimination bracket. And the grand final will be a best of 5. So look, there's a lot more Counter-Strike to be played. This doesn't go down until next week, that final that I'm talking about. But for Gen.G, if we just want to summarize it, the 100 Thieves game was pretty good, right? It wasn't
Was it
fantastic.
2-1?
Yeah.
How
And
did they win in the end?
it was Nuke. It was Nuke, the middle one, and then they lost out on the final one, which was Inferno 16-13. But they felt like they started that map quite good.
Better matchup, I felt.
Yeah, and look, now the problem is because of how cutthroat North America is, you know, it's quite clear. I think Triumph are the only team who are the fish out of water out of all of the 8 teams in the region so far. They're the odd one out. Grim got poached. They had to kind of put some rosters together last minute. Here we have the bracket on screen for everybody right here. So it will be 100 Thieves versus FURIA going down next week. Winner of that will progress. And they will actually be going through to play EG. So that side of the bracket is quite dangerous, whereas the other side, it's going to be Liquid taking on the winner of Cloud9 versus Triumph, and then they get to play Chaos. So whoever wins that one, Liquid might actually be quite happy with that.
So yeah, a stacked side of the bracket, and that loss between EG and Liquid, probably not the end of the world for Liquid. We will see more of them, unless, of course, those underdogs from North America who we've seen have got quite the vicious bite as of late.
Couple of dangers there.
Yeah, certainly. I love what I saw from Chaos, and I'm sure we'll see more from them as well, as they locked themselves in the playoff spot as one of the very first teams. That's pretty much all we have to hit for today. One thing I want to cover as well is a quick recap of the results. You see today's games. The biggest surprise is actually at the top of that list.
Yeah.
OG eliminated, and it was, well, knocked down to the lowers, excuse me. Sprout, though, continuing to impress. They sent Big, and now another OG.
They got in through the Meisterschaft, right? Like, that was
I think you're right. I
their
think they
way
are the
in.
Meisterschaft team, yeah.
They'd knock out the other German, which was kind of like, okay, you know, the weird German games always kind of feel a little strange, and Sprout has done that before, but that's actually a name to add on the list there. That's kind of cool.
There's 2 Poles in that team, I think we have to keep in mind. Diha's in there, Snatchy's in there as well. So they've actually made it through to the playoffs. They were our first qualified team to the playoffs from the European region, and then Astralis was the second. So we're in pretty fine company, aren't they?
Not too shabby, not too shabby. Coming up tomorrow, we've got more Counter-Strike, ESL 1 Cologne. It's 6 days a week, in your face. The Counter-Strike TV network continues. Look at this. I almost forgot we had them at the tournament. We get to see Na'Vi back in action up against Complexity, and outside of that, we've got a little G2 action, a little Heroic.
That's where we come into work.
Yeah, we'll be seeing that.
G2 again. Happy to see that.
Cloud9 Triumph as well to round it all out. We're being played out, and we'll wave you goodbye. We're going to go play some matchmaking and get mad. You can do the same. We'll see you tomorrow.
Tell me if it's over, come a little